I'm going live. Welcome to the program. My name is Abman Kota, and you are watching the Tpn TV and Radio Network, coming to you live from the United States of America. Today we'll get a few things we will get for discuss, and the guests we'll get today are a frequent guest in this program. We're Mr. Mohamed Kamarimba Mansare, we're the leader and chairman of the Alliance Democratic Party. Mr. Mansare is in the United States here right now. So I got the opportunity to get hold of Mr. Mansare for that we can discuss few things then we it don't take way me in discuss since the elections will not been get chance for talk, and there are so many things that we don't go for the past 6 months we is very important for somebody for get a check on the government. And one of them things that they just happen, we just cannot say them things they happen just about yesterday or so, where Mr. Mohamed Kamarimba come forward and give me an information where is very vital. Because number one, this government, the government of Brigadier Julius Madabio, then they come out and tout say then in new directions. And one of the things that we then talk about, they come out and try for tell we the Sierra Leonean people is the fact that they say they get financial discipline. You know, I remember exactly what thing they happened when the APC party been in power. I will consider the driver for criticize the APC party because they're saying about 3 to 4 miles where they spend how many millions of dollars, about 4 or so millions of dollars where the APC spent. And this now some of the statements the way the SNPP been talk about and they criticize the APC say financial discipline is very important, especially when we get mega resources in the country. And when they come to power, now one of the things the way Madabi they go around and say around the world and say for say number one he say he want for cuts excess spending when wasteful spending as it described. President Brigadier Julius Madabio gets a house in Juba. Where Juba Hills, where the road where go to that house there, the presidents don't give contract to a consulting company where it happened for BC. Now Mr. Andrew Kiley in company for make them go construct that road there to a house where about $1 million for the house, for the construction of the road from the main road to inside your house now about $1 million. Well, when they talk about new directions, waiting at this new direction actually, because there are certain things where the president they do we are very admirable. You know, the problem with Sierra Leonean politicians and especially leadership is then they start very well as the time they go then begin reverts back to their old tricks. So, Mr. Kamarimba Mansare, thank you very much. First of all, I want for Mecca ask you this question. Where do you get this information and how reliable this information is?
Thank you, Mankota. You know, being the voice of the people of that country and majority of the people of that country, they look up to me. Most of the things that we can happen, then they send the information to me. So, me can try to verify now. And at the same time, make sure say before this information, authentic before I share them out because the credibility go in at the line. Before I do that, this thing is so open. Now the government go send a flyer, poster themselves for this same road here. We then talk about say then they can spend about 9,200,000,000 leons, which is over $1 million, and for complete this small street here, where then Julius, the president in O's, when I may not drive, very small street, we will caution that, and this is very disturbing, you know, and this is why I put them out, and there's no problem because even a deputy minister there of right now called me and he said, yes, the information is correct, but the president Nadi leave now, and he get right now. I said, no, nobody not force him for leave now in host. If we get lodge, we na presidential lodge. I even cite, one thing about Sierra Leone, president no, they just come when you don't become a president. You're a public figure, we they pay you. Now we they pay you salary. Now we they pay you, we say the sleep. Now we they buy for you, fuel, everything. So you are answerable to the people. You don't just say, oh, me want to live here where they already state institution. Look the White House. Donald Trump get all the oaths I tell the minister yesterday. I say get all the mansions away for leave. In fact, the mansion is expensive past the White House. But by law, they want make he can stay in the White House. So if I go to even do so, unless in Peking and in West, now in East Coast, now New York, because in one in last boy we go school. So in Canada, White House, I said this is how we follow decorum, we follow culture. They were in the minister say yes, you're right. Because if you want to try to say, oh, because the president still live in that house, now make you do an act, it's no justification for that. I say even though come to the money, now I say yes, now how they award this kind of money to that contractors because he says I agree. But in big me say, la make anonymous, la not calling name. But it's just sad when you see then things that are mankota, they go on. Because we get this lodge, way big and everything. The president refused to go there. So we also been get to say been there up to now they day. And you go know people the way they listen to me. We get a tiny bridge from Lumley to Juba. Very tiny. Believe me, anything that president want pass, anything that first lady want pass, they block her. And me says now that I live like if I not like a stone, not two or three stone throw from Julius Mother being host to me. See this day, me host. I see Julius Mother being host. And you can back of Juba myself day. So then kind thing there, it not only it do then kind. There's a lot of roads that were important. And like I said, me audio, me na I fix me road. I go meet, I buy me house. I meet the road. In fact, road not been the day. Now dirty box. 2011. I'm not been the politician at the time. I go buy 400 bags of cement. I buy stones. I buy within. I concrete the road to go down. Not because I want to set that example. What I've been doing at the time, I call the attitudinal behavior change, ABC, secretariat. I said, men can open this road. Men cheat Sierra Leoneans and say, if you get money, small money for you, or help your community, no wait government, or you don't need for this to politics, do it now. So those are the kind of things we been do. We are not been behaving in politics. So if Julius Mada is so concerned about this road, if I don't fix this road before it become president, and this $1.1 million, whatever it is, make if I don't take this money and then go put in another priority roads for now.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But the problem here is where I get with this particular expenditure is the fact that Madabio say right now the only money where they use the income where they come out, the revenue where they come out from the taxes, you're not even able to forget international funds they need for make it do this, and it gets this big, wonderful and important project where they call free education. How you go able for right now the problem with the free education is the Peking they not get enough chairs, they not get enough materials that when they use because now we don't extend the attendance rate from 60 to nearly 80%. Where that means it come with so many bottlenecks. Instead of take this money out for spend on that free education, why if it's so important for them for make a go make a road where it not supposed for even sleep on that road and that house there.
Yes, Mankota, you just say right. Because the president is selfish. That's all it is. He put himself before the interest of the people. Because he knows say now if he left office again, that was they don't make now. So they make an earlier. Like I didn't talk before, the president in directions right now where they go, now misdirections. And I believe say it will be a one-time president. I don't talk in 3 months. If he not change, I hope and pray for make it change. But I don't see no sign of change. You rightly say, the president openly said just a week of his presidency. He say in inherit economy, we was even than the history of Sierra Leone before we even get independent. since independence. So if you don't send that information, and that information that wasn't true, I go debunk that. Not only you send investors them for fear and make them come invest, but it's not true. One thing, the president will know right now how government work, because at the time I educate the people them, and even let them know how government work. Government not there for save money for keeper. Government not to service account. What you can do, you dey collect tax, and whatever help you able get, you provide services. What people want: free education, good health care, roads, infrastructure, environment for create jobs, whatever it is, you do it with that money what you get. No, any government will say I don't save beaucoup money for the next administration. Now still the government that. And at that educate people. Yes, what happens every day when you come, these governments for now, then they receive over about 20 billion leons of real money every day from when they come to office. So what does that mean? That money, they will not expect to keep that money there every billion for the next administration. No. Provide the services, make we come, you scorecard, we can provide, okay, this is what you did. So for making a statement that day, it's been very vague and it not been called for. That's not one. Two, and like I say, the president then gets enough money. Anybody who say you say Salon no get money, they always say this, they're not saying the truth. We get money, a lot of money every day. What is it? Every day in taxes? I know they even count the international funds the way they come. They help where they help. With the own domestic money. And then money that they, even the previous government, Wilkinson Road, they're not going to take loan for that. Now that domestic money there, that $3 to $4 million that the president been do. We have a lot of roads and they will fix, even at the interior. The president, like he kudos to the president at the time, because though now you know I mean I be one of the biggest critics, but the president they will use domestic money there for fix those roads. So there's no excuse, like what I say, it comes with this free education. This free education a gimmick. I took them before they come, and I will repeat it back. What can the president do when you want to make a free education? First, you for build the infrastructure. There's no infrastructure, educational infrastructure in that country. In fact, up to now, we get 2 shifts. We get morning shift and afternoon shift because the school they never accommodate the beginning on 1 shift. That's alone not a failing. So you need for fix and for no try to get 1 shift of schooling at the school. Expand some schools them. With some schools the way you fix a limit, go rebuild more classrooms there. Build more infrastructure for 1-2 years. Also, then you can implement that free, but it's a gimmick. It just feels like what thing I kind of equate the president in free education. It just sounds like where you buy motorcar, you park na the street. You want to go, you join them, but you park any 10% in the park or other motorcar they park, you stop by the table, give me 1 liter no, I want to put on this motorcar for now, go give me 1 liter. That's exactly the president to do. This education at end, it put up for going bigger. In fact, the day we launch them, not only inside they give 3 months of salary, they force even parliamentarians for give 1 month of salary, ministers them. So now that bigger, they for they buy fuel, for they go there. This is not how a responsible government work. Our responsible government for them put things together in the first place, and then after that, then you say, okay, this is what I've done. I don't implement this infrastructure. We don't build more schools. Every constituency in this country gets so amount of primary schools and get so amount of secondary schools. Now, in fact, if it's more beneficial for if you do them, because that will lead maybe close to election. But I want people and they advise them, if it take 1, 2, 3 years for just build the infrastructure, then he announced now free education. Believe me, we all for them will say yes. The president is responsible and he mean good. But for now, it's all political rhetorics. And like I tell you, up to now, the Pekin are not able to get the textbooks so they promise them. And this, I'm talking about school open all the way from September. We are here in November, and they don't promise this since April. The president not even say the truth when he meets with Bill Gates, saying provide uniform, shoes, and all of that. The audio day, the president not say the truth. As a big man, you know, go and talk say the lie, just the talk say no, they say the truth. Because there's no way you go na street right now, you go see say they don't give people shoes, they don't get a uniform, they don't get a textbook. That's not true. And so those are the kind of gimmicks that what they talk about right now. The president is bigger on that. Even if not then kind fund the quick talk show, that over $1 million right now, it'll go a long way for putting towards some of them cause there where the president will do. But like I say, the president thinks in comfort, now in us, is more important for now. Make a comeback because critics will say, oh, okay, President Kuruma, because when we actually evaluate, because the good thing with SLPP good at the government, when you want opposition, they always cite APC. They always say APC. I can just say, but those are the two cards of the same thing. But I can educate them another way. Ex-former president, Ernest by Kuruma, Mankota. We live again very close. We all, in the interesting piece, the former president, me now, Julius Marabio, we all kind of live in the same area. So the Senate drive, we come to the president, former president, Ernest Kuruma, and he said, you know, make that road. I latch the president, former president. I latch him, if I not lie, over 30 times. In fact, one day I even called the place, the street in Nemasolo change unto Ernest by Kuruma River. Because where we sit in the can, there was a river and a Femitona road. I say shameful. I say, why not they make a road? These are the kind of things. There was one time when I met with 2 years ago, we've been called for, because as political leaders, the Constitution says, before you appoint NEC commissioners them, if you involve with. So if you involve in a state house, we even try for get to appointees them for NEC. So at one conversation, I told to me, I said, Mohammed, I say this road here, I don't hear it because they listen. He said, I don't hear a lot about this road here. I say, you know why I know I make this road? He said, not to say money no day. I don't make procure them. He say a leader for always can laugh. He say I want one the left office. Now the time now, therefore make the road. Because if I make can now, there's another more roads. Me get a bigger jeeps than for the economy. So I want left this road up. Where are they left now? Then let's make them. So now that's how they say that, and exactly now that to do. Now recently now this year, now I go make the road. So and I just to try for give the example, I let people know. At times, leadership, if you put yourself back, and at the same time, it will be a win-win, but this in way the president, Julius Marabio, do within government towards this road, like I say, it's extremely reckless, and it's not in the best interest of the country, especially at this time with the cost of living is soar every day. Mankota, one cup price is almost 2,000 leons now per cup rice, 1 pound per mile, and at 5,000 leons, 1 pound oil, now about 4,000-5,000 leons. Those are people now, you know, you can't afford. I mean, talked to one woman day before yesterday. He said now, he don't even know how they can feed them picking now morning. He said something that even dry rice they able to get and just they put the dry rice, they make kinder, they make and they put butter, they eat them. It's just sad.
Very sorrowful. Very sorrowful. Now let me come to the next other hot topic where happened this week or last week or so. And that is about this increase where Parliament don't pass, because they don't pass that law. The funny thing here is, I think I suppose forget. Hold on, I suppose forget the how we call them, the audio, the video where then in Parliament they pass the law. It's very sad for the fact that they see. People then when Sierra Leoneans then they look at like what they talk, so the problem within that country them. They never look at the young people that way they represent. Then first of all, one for think about themselves. For go get them kind of increments your way. The people of Sierra Leone then get this problem. But let me play the audio and I will ask you the question.
As follows. In accordance with Section 74(4) of the Constitution of Sierra Leone, Act No. 6 of 1981, the conditions of service of ordinary and paramount chiefs, members of Parliament, may review as follows. In name and Honorable Lahai Mara, the Member of Parliament who represents Constituency 42 of Falaba District, Mr. Musu, and the Chairman for the Welfare Committee with impedance, set up as he will remove one motion. Son, we and according to one documentary leak from Parliament, Member of Parliament, they ask government for add them salary from 12 million to 37 million plus other allowance them. The Honorable Aimara will present is a one private member motion. Salary in accordance with the public sector. Vehicle allowance $14,000. MPs facilitation fees, 18 million euros per quarter. Rent allowance, not below $12,000 and 100 million euros maximum. Sitting fees, 600,000 euros per month. Fuel, 45 liters per week. This review is effective 1st January 2019.
Honorable members, all in favor of the motion, say aye. All against, say nay. The ayes have it.
All right, these are, I believe say
Please leave your message for
up for
0.
Well, let me just remove this guy first now.
1, 7.
Okay. The problem here is, Mr. Mansari, 100% unanimous votes. Whether now APC now, well, NGC now, all the parliamentary for everything unanimous vote where they say the one that way support the motion for say yeah, the one that way support they not support them for say nay, 100% then say yeah, nothing, nobody no look at and say you know what, this is very bad. So as one of the things where I would call, if you forbidden at that parliament, what's not for your own reaction towards that?
Me one voice for more than all that 146. Yeah, believe in me. Me name for don't be the biggest voice in that parliament today for telling say no, this is not going to work. You see, this I can tell you, we get politicians the way every politician I've seen in that country. They come into politics purely for them pockets, for benefit their interests, not for benefit the people of that country. Today. Like I repeat again, Mankota, all we politicians in Sierra Leone, all of them. This is a clear example. Elected officials, them, where they don't be 6 months in office. You know, see no law we don't make for better the people in that country yet. But then they go try for make 300 whatever an average of over $15,000 a month. Okay, those are the kind of things where it's so sudden. One thing where you na lawmaker. You roll not to for good better yourself. You roll not for good represent the interests of the people. You know, it's so sad. I wish I for there. I believe in me one voice for being louder than these people. They say voice. They're all. It's so sad. APC, SLPP, NGC, C4C, Independent, Parliament Chief. It's just sad. You know, the argument here. You know, we don't see the economy. They see the way people and they suffer. The cost, like how they talk about this country right now, you know, the minimum wage in the country is about $50 a month, 500,000 million. And we see about 12 to 18% of Sierra Leone are employed. Over 80% of Sierra Leone are unemployed. They don't get work. And right now, they look all in there. Right now, so if they own salary before they ask for these kind of things, then they get one line of credit for whether they get it. Then they get up to 200 million or so. For any money they want to take, or 250, then just they take out. Then a guarantee loan we ask them can't say no more. They get it for some money there. And then after that, then get like I tell you about $12,000 every year. We they end up being one increase to $20,000 so. Then they get it for housing. And then they get about 12 million, about $2,000 a month salary. And then they get city fees. Then get beaucoup other after them. Where then they get money. This is all just a gimmick. So one thing that they do now, then they grab now for country for ask for them in there, where not they really they disrespect the people. And now the other arguments we then can't wait. Even just make me on that day I just nod my head. They say, oh, ministers them, directors them, they build and social money. They don't know say those people are professionals were applied or appointed not to election, not to them, they're not post them for good take the job. Then now they willingly, in fact, they spend money, we all be they spend money for good campaign and all of that. So we say, oh, now the people that interest they put before. Now a lot of one can make. But those people, some of them are professionals. Yes, they deserve that money. If you compare to the house now, I like the example. The house members, their salary they get for the year is about $170,000 for the whole year.
Yeah.
And then money that they may buy much for nobody. If senator them Biden will be the commodity Delaware. Now train means on the way the travel stuff for then senators the other day. I talked to one senator, and he told me, says, "Oh no, the government don't pay for our expenses to go up and down. We have to pay from our salary." So then get a bulk salary with it again. That's it. No motorcar, no nothing, no fuel, no wardrobe allowance. All the things that we then people have to ask for. So what they do is because now they're willing for doing, So professional now, the medical doctor, Dr. Kevin, it make 300,000, a surgeon for the year. So it make more than 3 times almost within lawmaker the middle. But he's a professional, he's a doctor. And that's how he get paid. And they work for government, and he get paid that $300,000 a year. So they compare double what in lawmaker they make. So then they want to make an example, and I said no. Then they say when I see somebody, now I say una for the thing. Those are professionals, and now they agree, then give them say, okay, no, I don't want the job, or I want the job, and then can fire them any time. But lekuna now guaranteed 10 on I get. You get 10 or 5 years, nobody knows sack you. Today, this morning, the president they just grabbed to sack every minister, every ambassador at his will. But una now, una guarantee. So, and una your rule, it's too different. So when you talk about benefit, at least una produce, the people say, oh, look, they add for representative them because they work. Now, the people are for talk for una now. Not una for talk for una people. Now, the people are for talk for una now. So, those are the kind of things I can tell you. That audio we just play so now, and that kind of sentiment we may see in that parliament is a sad for we democracy, and it just show how inept. But like I said, we honorable don't even know my country. Make I say this very, very quick. One thing about the Constitution, Section 109 of we 1991 Constitution, it gives powers to the legislative branch of the government, the parliament. It gives them tremendous power for be oversight. They oversight the government, and at the same time, then they make laws. Can you imagine? They make laws, they say back oversight everything where they go on, everything. So president will do anything pass through we. Even this budget here, how they talk about, the neighbor pass parliament pass. So they don't do all that right there. But they don't know the right. They don't. And I'm making no difference days that we see plenty of them going to stay for go bigger for 2 people that we need medical attention and Indian. Can you imagine? They not call the Minister of Finance and Minister of Health. They say, listen, look the per diem, the way that they pay them people how they can travel. Look the days where the executives they pay themselves. Then 2 people that will need when I give them the fund where they need, make them good. They're not forbidden. Then they go bigger for 1,000 loan a street, 5,000 loan for say make them get their money. It was just a shame. Now make I don't say this year I go write letter to the speaker and the leadership, and then we they get early next year, the first quarter. For we get people and we go train them. If they know the role, they know why they go to parliament. Then they go able to serve them people well. Because right now they tell you, parliament don't dysfunctional, and that votes alone don't show say they have no idea what they do. Parliament not even know say, even the day when President Julius Mahabio sent a press conference, press release, where he go say in the dismantle, a unit will be formed on a constitutional, some kind of police unit will be formed in the State House. Yeah. They form and make. And this be enter a dismantle. Parliament for don't call the president a parliament for go explain to them whether get that mandate for form that unit today. But nobody no get that God for doing. I wish I was in parliament. They're all just quiet for goodness sake. And those are the kind of thing. If president feels they grab the money, do anything, it doesn't matter. It don't do anything. So they make their rules there, they make their organs of government there, for make their son oversight. Let the president say, no, I'm not just grab and do this. I get possible to check me say no, I'm not for do this. But they don't know that say now them to check the executive ministers there. You just grab the committee then get every committee for every minister. Make committee on education, committee on works, committee on debt. They form this. Go on the minister. Go find out. Listen, we want you books them. We want to know how you implement this. We want to know this. We want to do this. Then they get all the rights there, but they need to do them. It's a shame now we come together.
I'll ask you then because after that passed the I think say Dr. Kande Yimikala not been in the country, but he been in one airport where he sent out a video where he say, well, the parliament, they all, he take responsibility, say, even though they during the time of the vote, but he take responsibility, say, well, them for be done do a little bit of work for them and losing either this thing or something where important for make them bring at this time or not. So he want for make parliament go back and try for take a look at that. Then in Sierra Leone, Honorable Mohamed Bangura come out and he go na media and try for defend this very very I don't want to use the word badly, but he tried in level best for defend this. What are the discrepancy between Kande Yumkela and Mohamed Bangura? Because at least I don't really understand.
Honestly, Kande is my brother. I possibly where I respect, but what he can do at times, he get two tongues, and at the same time he kick himself. Not to know how to play football. We don't know football. He kick himself. He has to pass all to the person kick. He kick himself. So what can they do? Now, the first person, for goodness sake, when they go parliament, until we go find out, saying so that they pay them, it's like, oh my God, what's going on? All UN, Mr. UN, I mean, they can't work now. So in I say, oh no, the welfare of parliamentary, only for looking to them. We need raise, we need this. I first the first person. If I make the former committee. Now I make the former. So when the committee they don't sit down, they don't do all them things that. No. Parliament, we don't do it, and you are a leader of you small don't have 4 members and you get the 3 other extra 3 members. Anything where they go on a parliament, they don't know about it. They call and tell us. So now I make the way you see they tell us, you know about it. But the good thing is when I get kudos, and when things don't begin go bad back, now it change. Now it come back to okay, no do this, no do that. So because I don't begin know the kind of public outcry and all of that. This is how Kanda is good at it. Get a backbone for stand into one thing, and which is Mohamed Bangura, now that ain't good at. Mohamed Bangura believes safe. Now this is believing I like an adoptee now in the stand on that adoptee. So those are the discrepancies we see. So Kanda and they all been did together. I think that disrespect you see Dr. Kande Yumkela don't get a parliament now because people will look to him, they don't begin to say, oh, this man is funny. He's saying one thing to us, they go public, they say something else. I think that integrity, that leadership quality, they lose on a parliament. It's in the short span, less than a year. Because they they do that as a leader. Even if not that, if I don't be quiet, it go underground, it do the work, it's okay, we've done a mistake. This is not what we're expecting from the people of this country. Let's go back to the drawing board. Let's do something else. And they do undercover. They go publicly. And it's like you go through all the parliamentarians. The way you don't say, under the ball, say, oh, no, I'm different. No. And then see the skeleton and say that was a bad thing what you do. So I hope next time, instead of, we all can get the knack for go public, for get sentiment. No, as a leader time, don't dwell on those kind of sentiments, especially where you don't take those decisions where you don't say yes, when I look into this, look into that. So that's the difference. But Mohamed Bangura, the good thing about it, when he say this, I just push on normal, they go to him, because what he feels say this good for him, all the time, they think about. So those are the kind of two things that will be happening. And like I said, Parliament for know the rules, which they don't right now. And the second thing, look yesterday again, fracas been did it for, they say for, I think the current passport now 750,000. I think they say to the deputy speaker or Paran, which I get information yesterday. Yeah. Now Parliament say they don't go get an Australian company, let them terminate that, but they think for go to 1 million leons. More than what you get now. So even including SFPPMP, they say, but wait a minute, we want to terminate right now at 750, but then they call 1 million. So those are the kind of things that they go on at the parliament. When, like I tell you, Mankota, it's sad for we, and it's sad for everybody, because all of them, they go there at the brown envelope where Emerson they sing about. Because everything we pass through that parliament, you know, go believe this. And I mean, the salary is nothing. I don't know why they complain. The salary is nothing. They get brown envelope the way they pass there, where they go. Let's show you another example, sir. Don't say some listeners and go, no, you might go pick this up. Recently, the Minister of Finance, you know, go believe how petty these parliamentarians they are. When you go read the budget, for no more meeting, because then that's to because I they can do most of the things. Then go give each parliamentarian, they say they give them 400,000 leons. Can you imagine? About $50. Then they go give $40-something each one. Can you imagine? And this is honorable. Now, send this message, then this there to me. That's you kidding me. You all that money, if I know and I go say I want to undermine this there. And it's longer. Those are the kind of things you go give for. Can just come for 400,000. Hold on. Just that video. Hold on.
Let me viewers and my listeners then get this very clearly, because you say when they go read the budget, the finance minister, he give them $45 for what?
Yes, each one. Yes, each MP gets that money that did it. This now member of parliament back in Senam, if they out, it just like I tell you, it's just sad when you see things like this they go on our country. And those are people the way they ask for more money again. I don't know how much more money they can ask for. Where you see them protocol where they talk about this, anything we pass, now that parliament did and we say who we enforce before they pass them. And it's just sad. This is exactly what they go on in that country. I tell you, they don't know the duties and then just go there for their own self-interest. And most of them know saying at one time they can take, so they want to do everything that one time they made and get every money. And this, until we get we not depend even on the salary, and like how we can get it out. So those are the time you will see somebody they look up. And like we now, me like if me in a parliament man, I'm on one salary in fact. As they pay me, I go back in my community. So what I go do now, my constituency, now that I go begin build schools. So every month, the money I get, I go build water well. Now one village. If this other month here, I go begin make foundation for school. If now this other month, I go. That's my own role. I'm not for church 1 cent of the money. Every money I for don't put them back because me okay to myself for that do that. This is the kind of many people that know say I'm not been there. So if I set that example, most honorable member go follow say, oh, if come member to do this, why me say no go do them? I do have the campaign for that. And I tell them. I say in fact, they open an account, a public account, where they see where they pay me now, the money they go. That salary they go towards the constituency. And that would they do something and I want to highlight to what I will for can dig. Now one there are which bridge we don't broke now, which call bottle for can repair, which call bottle for can build. That's what they tell people and that's what I want to do. Because it's not just about you. When politics is about helping people. If you want better yourself, go do business. If you want we can go do other things. There's a lot of ways to get money. The richest people in this world, they're not politicians. So in politics therefore be a beacon. For make you go better yourself. Those are the kind of mentality now that can really, really help now into the next few years. For the people and they say, stop. You don't have to be, say they can't gently just for be a politician.
Well, I ask you the last question, in the last topic before I come to the line. Commission of Inquiry. We all know, say, Madabio, he come to America, he can't talk, say, they try for jail somebody because if you jail somebody, now you get for freedom. So it just want for go for the money. And me and you get a kind of discussion yesterday about that, and you give me some interesting deals that we don't go. But still, how Madabio be able to do this, forget this money without jailing them some of them people here? Because some of them people then will say you don't kill me now, but I know we'll give this money.
Mankota, now three phases and one question, but I can't answer in three contexts. You absolutely one thing, the Commission of Inquiry they go on. Though some of we criticize the rule of evidence because every time a judiciary set up, if you get a rule of evidence before you continue down. But that's if we don't put in place, which this Commission of Inquiry not get rule of evidence, rule of engagement. So that's one force we maybe don't condemn. And the other thing we maybe don't talk about back if the president really, really serious for fight about corruption, if we don't start with himself, one, if we don't declare own assets publicly, we don't see how people in the do them, we maybe don't do other people and do them publicly. That's one force, your assets, and then demand would have to say what you do, and that's one. And then the second thing back, if the president serious. In fact, when he go to Kenema Bo, one of those places, I still get the video now. Mankota, I get chills when I listen to that president who be the talk. You are the president, the fountain, the executive order of this Republic of Sierra Leone. It will go be a rumor monger, the public. What I mean? Like I repeat again. Julius Madabio, we're going to boy man. It go be a rumor. Somebody will sell rumor. He go say, oh, then go bribe with members of parliament. We say people of members of parliament made this thing not happen. Can you imagine? Instead of commit public offense, you get evidence say they don't go. People don't go bribe the SLPP MP. Then you not take action. We get ACC. You not call and say, listen, the people who can bribe the MP down now, hold them, explain because attempting to bribe a lawmaker. It's one of the biggest offenses in that country. In go to come, I get a video now, and I say, oh my goodness, This man now take action. He say one face corruption. This is what in corruption pass this in front of you. Somebody will go bribe your lawmaker for make it stop the commission carry. You they talk and say then go then bribe them, make it happen. You know, those are the kind of things where I mean, no say the president really not serious. And at the same time, now that question we ask back, so we talk say, oh, we give somebody they either feed them, but they take the money then back in the hand. That's the other statement he's talking about. That same speech, you know, it just tells if you really mean good. Like I tell you, yes, anybody will corrupt. Me are the first against corruption. Go after them. Me I didn't favor of that. Man, I didn't favor for first corruption so bad. If any minister. But the thing is, go way back, not just first the past government we don't come out. Go back from 1996. We'll get modern democracy. You know what? From 96 going forward, we can investigate everybody, this commission of inquiry. Then I go no say, yes, Alexa, if you want go easy, small from that 96 and say some document and no go there. But at least the whole country go no say, you serious. Me to me now one of the things, but when you pick a party we don't come in power, because if we go with this year, no, we just say back another party win next time. They will come back and then come against you back. And if we do all this and they create war, it reach upon people are tired, they go all guns. We need to really understand when you want to set something on national interest, and in you that word they say APC. They go after APC. You don't do that. The president do that. You can't call a political party's name. You can't do that. You know, when I see this, I say, who's advising this president? You've never seen a president. I know I hate to say this. When Chijan Kababi in our office, if they talk about would they go after APC, or we go and it's by Kuruma after. No, go check the records. You know, they go say the one that we corrupt, where they hold this country, we don't put them backward. We go after them, but don't mention a political party's name. We don't do that. And President Marabio, those things, it is just so bad. We've been there. Because I don't get a press conference at all, I really push that matter. They let people know say what this president did was wrong, and this is not how a leader is supposed to be talking, especially in public. And those are the kind of things I will tell you when we don't do. But the commission of inquiry, one thing I know for sure, it will bite some people. It no matter now, maybe 2023, they lost again, they can't revert again, because you know, no matter what the government come back, you say, oh, no, look, take this thing. Even them office the way, so SLPP office where you see right now, not to the office, now government office that one day. But what you talk about, the officer, they again around the streets, one small place no more. But what you talk about when, now you take the place back. They say, oh no, this will be SLPP office. The same thing APC back. They say, I'm in government office, they say, take it. So any government we can take it and say, oh, this now we own. So those are the kind of things that I tell you, when they win, it will can be a blowback when another government comes. But I pray, may the president understand within our leadership, and when you go after people, no go after them out of malice, no go out of rivalry, no go out of them out of the opponent, go after them because the interest of the people now you for put forth. But I do not say this commission inquiry for go ahead, as much as you know go for be a good one, how for do them. But believe in me, they go do them and then go hold most of the people because they don't start announcing. The ACC, this Aja Kale na NRA in finance manager. Yes, recently ACC go then find them guilty, then agree them guilty, then say okay, then go pay then fine them 9 billion, 5 billion, then 2. They are 2 billion na Aja Kale for pay. 3 billion in finance manager. In the Aja Kale don't pay 1 billion. The other 1 billion for pay this November. So if this woman way everybody will know say, hey, Naina be the collector for taxes. Now admits to some kind of fraud and they go return back 2 billion. And in finance manager with them 2 billion work, instead they go return 3 billion. So that don't show say then go definitely return the money there. And most of them people are waiting Julius Marabio they do. It is just the example way Aja Kale they do recently. When they come, they say, oh, you're guilty and this. You pay this or you go to jail. So what the people then go do, then go pay. And some people then get the money, most of the ministers are then get the money. So then go say, oh, okay, me people then get the money for me, for my can pay. Then go find some kind of way, but they are going to pay that money. Trust me, they're going to get some money out of these people.
So final question. Do you think then this commission of inquiry is not about fighting corruption, but just trying to get, because it seems like there is no kind of consequence. If you thief money, you pay, but at the end of the day, you get for left with small money. It's the same. It's a profit. So I'm not facing a deterrent to fight corruption. For example, if I thief $1,000 and una charge me for make I pay $500, I still get profit of $500. It's okay. I will be glad to pay for that that money there.
Absolutely, Mankota. You just don't talk the overall thing. It's not serious about fighting corruption. No, believe in me. In fact, what they go right now in that country, the corruption when I go for the see how things that they go for unwrap some of them things. I look this few kilometer road when $1 million. We then get Andrew Kelly. When I be former flag bearer aspirant for SLPP, where let's go join. You just show them go show you no more now. You wanna read the line. When I the contractor, the consultants for that road, they wouldn't go get it. So you know the corruption guys, but no, they're not fight. It's about picking. So okay, let's take money in the hand back, and that's we don't get money. Next election now, we will beat them. I think that's the kind of mentality. Because I don't hear and plenty. And before the election, they say, oh, if we win, none of the SLPP, if we win, we will make sure say all the money that they don't see for the pull all in the hand. And just like you said, it's not really serious. If you're really serious about it, make a national interest, not pinpoint APC. If you're really serious, go back 1996, try to get as much as whatever. Because if me, like you say, I don't thief 1 billion, and then you say I can't pay 100 million, I'll get 900 million. I don't keep it in my pocket. I go willing pay them. And that's, like this Aja Khalid and then people are, and now you say to pay 2 billion, which is about $250,000. Now in that money go pay so recently, the other one about 350,000. So if you can go pay just like that, imagine how much they don't keep. So those are the kind of things that when we really see within. But I think to them, then just want to prove now two way, not only for take the money, but finding them guilty. Then tomorrow, then we go compare against and say whoever, not just say Samora Kamara or Pepito or Lobus or just an example. Whoever be flag bearer of APC now, whether they don't find them guilty, like you don't pay the fine, then we say, but you're not in this man, you don't pay the fine. Though. So there's some kind of underneath manipulation they go on. But the thing about them kind of thing, as much as they plan bad, God not know within God, because we got on Mark just now say 2023. For example, say, okay, it will be Mankota for be the next president. It will be Mohamed Kamarimba. You don't know how God get for do and say that happened. I make I say, as much as she they plan right now, because like the President Koma, they don't plan all along. Look what happened. So right now, then they plan, but within God they plan, they don't know. So you go say, oh, look, how this there. Look, may find guilty. Look, because anybody that find guilty of economic crime, it's not just about the money. Let's say, let's educate people in back about
exactly.
With Constitution, anybody that find guilty, not only for jail, we have to find guilty of economic crime like this corruption. So it not qualify for run for president.
That's exactly the point where I be want bring camp for say that also probably might be the purpose.
Yes, it's one of the things where we are. Well, you not gonna know. Sometimes the person where APC go come with now. So then a person where no one they work for government.
Yeah, exactly.
So now person where the people will say, oh, these are the new APC. So those are the kind of things you never know. When you fight somebody, so say go there and tell us somebody will go come, where APC go put you can beat you. Now you have to be careful those things when you do them.
Yeah. Now we go to the line. Now we start with Mr. Ahmed Kano. Mr. Ahmed Kano, thank you for your patience for listening and wait for your turn. So now you turn this. You get any question for Mr. Kamarimba?
Yes, I get questions, not one, because you asked a lot of questions, and in the process, I gather one question for each of the topics.
Oh.
Now, to begin with,
well, I want to make you answer one. When you don't answer them, then you ask the other one. I think it will be better.
All right. The first question is that. Mr. Kamarimba talk about infrastructure. Now, we don't follow up. The leaders, they always don't come from independence. When they come on board, they try for go make the place. Like, for example, Sir Albert, he may even make a field na Bangbatuk. But anyway, what in Mr. Kamarimba thinks about urban infrastructure, because President Madabio try for make road inside Futo now in your place. Now when they talk about urban planning, urban infrastructure, he thinks for put this education program before is not important than forget urban infrastructure costs.
Okay. All right, go ahead, Mr.
Real quick, Mr. Kano. Like I say, urban infrastructure now we need past everything. If you look at our villages, it's sad. When you go to those villages, you get them grass host them, you get it just dilapidated. You see things that you say go and cry. Urban, they just disown the urban. I can tell you, let me tell you just not saying, when you want, even this is so-called free school program where the president don't want can make. The first thing for do for us now for develop the infrastructure, the school infrastructure. So it will go through the urban because every village is there now. Then we can go get schools where then go say, oh my God, look at the picking school, but we fine. Look what in again at the school there. So those are and the school and they will be able to get water well. And then so those are the kind of things you for able to build for us and build access roads them back towards the remote village. Then they become me. Mr. Kano, when I be a campaign, I think, and also, I go both say, I mean, one of the presidential candidates, we travel almost every side of that country. If you want to go do a research, go do one. So I go, I see, and I know. So those are the kind of things where you see, they not make a priority because the rural area, then they say, like, say, the villagers, they're not important, or they're not good school, or they're not in charge. So what you try to say is, that the priorities then for more set for low we go, may not go to that rural areas and they for go do that. And the example I don't just tell you, the school infrastructure, they build more rural because Freetown now, if you say they expand FSSG and they wash and all the school and they already don't go up 3-story up Garrett 4-story. So they already don't get good things and they waters and they can in the compound and they so but upline now they don't get that facilities and they so now that's more you they go build the infrastructures and they.
All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Second question.
Okay. Before I go to my second question, just for say 1 minute, Mr. Kamarimba, there are certain priorities that will take simultaneously. Like the education, we need free education. You they see the rampantness of the in the way they are when they go school. And the schools them as well, then they do double shift and all that thing and they. And the infrastructure it been done dilapidate for very, very long time. So then 2 things and they to be a leader, there are certain priorities where for do simultaneous because then therefore work together. Okay, coming to my second question. Now you talk about the increase of salaries and how you think about it. So my first thing, my concern is what make you think the ministers and MPs they urge for increment in salary is so bad. You say something small about that, and maybe write a posting this week about waiting self for make them think that way the inappropriateness of why they for even bring that topic is wait and just be in office for 6 months. I posted that article 3 days ago. It's in all the forums. Okay. Now, what you go add? You think the inabilities of some of them MP I will not even need for the day. Even if they get for given training. When you lack education for let you do in a parliament, you don't even understand. I don't care what they do. Okay, dear Chancellor, answer. So what do you add on that?
Yeah, Mr. Kano, like you say, you don't answer. The good thing about questions, I think, is more commentary. You don't answer exactly how they don't begin. Then people are not deserved for even being a parliament in the first place. But as a leader, when I can say things, I forget that respect because they're elected officers. Now, people that don't elect them down our democracy, that's people all stand for. I make I forget that respect the way they see certain. But most of them, you can see, even for speak the English alone in parliament is a problem. Yeah. Even for digest, like I say, then they know what's in even in the parliament, but they don't know. So some of them training in the day, so they're not everybody will help. Even when you can do a job, so they can do training. Not to say everybody they want, make sure say get the concept, but then go try the best. At least what the majority do. But you just clearly don't say that. They don't know what they're doing, and most of them they're half baked. They just run there because of now they more connect, or they say, oh, they work for the party, no put them there, so now they more get connection without they give the symbol, those kind of things. So they put the right people now the place there. You know, go believe me now yourself, where people in this pray, say, come on, wish you for being there. This not call APC people over there, even fight me. For another elections, and he say if you've been done there in that place, you know. So those are the kind of things, because now they don't begin to say, oh, we just don't need people, we need quality people. So it's very disheartening, like how you don't talk about it. There's no need for appropriate. Not even tell well. Like I say, a disrespect to the people of this country for me to even ask for them thing there. So that's in which you write you on point. Forget that tenacity alone. But then saying that Dr. Yumke last time, but forget that tenacity alone for go ask for them kind of money there. They're all, because they just blame Dr. Yumke line one. Now they all are the blame, because like you say, man contractor can, they all say yes. So those are the kind of things where I really, really pray our country, because if we not fix parliament, Mr. Kano, if we not fix parliament, believe me, we're not able, that country, they go always go backwards. You know, right now, I just want to give a quick thing. What make President Donald Trump very uneasy recently? They cost people them, and you see very irrational lately. Now, because of the Democrats don't win the House, or just one House, you don't begin to say, oh, there's a smell. So those are the kind of things. When they get subpoena power. Because our own parliament gets subpoena power. They don't even know that. It is subpoena the president, any minister, everybody who wanted that country there for candidate before you. They don't even know that. And so they don't even know say therefore. So when we get to parliament where the people don't understand their role, then you will get the executive to abuse them. And that's what's going on. The executive, they abuse the people of the country. They abuse the parliament, because guess what? You don't know what you're doing. But if you know what you do, believe in me, you got to be careful. That's where the problem is. Parliament really, really needs to be fixed before we see any development in that country.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Now my third question.
Okay. Mr. Kanu, now your last question, this.
It's going to be short. Now the other one, the comparison between Mr. Honorable Mohamed Bangura and Honorable Dr. Yukela. The disagreement I get with Mr. Kamarimba Mansare is that, of course, just observing Mr. Mohamed Bangura within our party, he is not that assertive but aggressive. Now, for comparing with Dr. Yukela, of course, who know the name party, you therefore know, say, Dr. Yukela, no matter within, first and foremost, get administrative experience, he get intellectual edge, and he get work experience. This is, we have to give somebody the what he deserves. When you look at Yumkela, he don't serve Sierra Leone before.
What's
the question now?
Now the question is, what make you feel say Honorable Mohamed Bangura is stand where they take is much better than Dr. Yumkela. Yumkela has experience for taking stand.
Okay.
Like I say,
all right.
You misunderstand me like kind of quick.
Okay.
All right.
My kind of quick, and I misunderstand you, Mr. What are the try for say here? It's not about the stance demo. Or the try for say you say, Mohamed Bangura, if not bad, if believe on that bad, if go for that bad, you go not say Mohamed Bangura, they go for that bad. That's what the try for tell you. But Yumkela now, if you begin the bad set, but then or you begin the good, or you want it change around. Now that's what the try for tell you. No, it's not comparable about experience. No. Now I think personality wise, I'll be the try for tell you. The thing about Mohamed Bangura is when he say something, I like not the bad, that's how he is. He's going for what he thinks he believes in. And so you got to give credit to those people. I'm not saying a good thing to do. No, I'm no compliment anything. I did not. All I say is, if him been believe say into him, he worked that money there. I say a good defender. That's how the type of tell you. But in Kelana now, where they don't see the backlash, he go retract. Now the difference there, I'm not saying the truth are the same. I just say that personalism.
Mr. Mansare, how can you defend wrong all the way? Because of your
that's how some people do.
Well, I think say Ahmed Kanu, I think say you don't understand what Kamarima they talk about. Kamarima they talk about say this guy, if you don't feel bad like donkey, if you see don't go straight forward, I like na brick they go bots. So you know the turn. So don't of us in a compliment.
I'm not happy with that because he didn't have party.
No, well.
Mr. Kano, hold on, Mr. Kano, real quick. Makota don't use words that women they use. But they try to be diplomatic as a leader. I have to be diplomatic a little bit. But if you know able now, like I said, my brother, I know you get this. I know say they go about say you're not happy because I saw this man they do. I know you start, you're a party member, you're APC. I understand that, but that's how people are. And we know we major in psychology. We know that some people, and that's how they are. And you're not going to change who they are. Then make the entire thing that before you give a symbol, the party for them sit down, they watch a whole psychological interviews. How would this kind of person in background, like I don't talk so, if they don't ever lead before, which kind of administrative work that we don't do. So those are the kind before party give symbols. But it's alone now, like I say, if you get connection, they give symbol. So the whole thing is, I'm not going to use certain words them against certain possible. I just make a little draw the line, say, the one thing know where this person say this ain't I to do. So the other person then go change their mind and which exactly that ain't be happy so.
All right, Mr. Abdul, you get any question?
Yes, sir. I get a question, sir.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Kamarima, thank you. I don't know if I understand the Kotame.
Echo though,
it Alex say somebody did not. Somebody you did not.
I don't know. No, nobody know the name alone. No, except maybe if I don't understand which Kotame and Kamarima be talk about the incompetence of the NPDM. I don't know whether they base it on managerial skill or academic achievement. If they based on academic achievement, then I make to differ with the both of them that you don't have to have a university degree to be a member of parliament and be able to express yourself eloquently. Okay? So maybe another. And Kamarima coming from
he say Mr. Abdul, it echo. I don't know what's in the gun, it echo. I don't know if it inside room way.
Well, I'm not. You hearing me now? Because I'm not doing any time I do.
You there now? Kamarima.
Okay, you hearing me now?
No, the echo, but
yeah, okay, talk.
You hearing me now?
Okay, ask the question, make I interpret and boy, he say you the echo.
Okay, no, well, hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, I say I don't know, but the thing with them, the question, the competency of the MPDM in parliament. If they base it on education, then I get a small problem with both Kotamed and Kamarima because you don't have to have a university degree to be a member of parliament or for able to express yourself eloquently.
Okay.
Kamarima being a representative from the start, we Nami on Fambul, late Honorable Alaji Musa Kabia. He was never a graduate. All until the way he been a go 202 with Abbas Mundu, Dr. Sheka Kanu them. He was not a graduate. But that is a different story. I just want to ask Mr. Kamarimba that the election is over now. And again, he regrets we be run for MP the third time, like Uchium Kaladu. And the second question is, I ask that question because based on which you say, people in the tell and I say, hey, Kamarimba, I wish you've been there and you've been there and that. Which people, they may be right, now their own perception, because Mr. Kamarimba alone being in parliament, not go able to change anything. But those who are supporting him go wish, Ibn Didi, that is fine. That is the first question. The second question is, on the time when a week before this election done, Mr. Kamarimba Kanaya, as before, he always the coach and Nankota, he can pull it takes them back. Where he can say one APC member called me, say, one somebody where he say, Nankota, I talked to a senior APC lawyer, which say, yes, Yum Kelano go in at the ballot box, and that the case they go to court. And based on what he understand by talking to other lawyers, them APC get leg over, kicking Yum Kela out of the race. They were able to take those. What do you think about about that?
Okay.
About the people that we talk to them, these are people who go to the next time for listen to, if they tell and sources them.
Mm-hmm.
And then two, if you regret about not running for member of parliament, having run twice unsuccessfully, and Yumkela able run and get 4 seats now, a dominant APC stronghold by taking 4 MP from APC. Yumkela and Kamarima travel all over the country. 1 MP seat
under answer your question first very well.
Parliament.
Okay,
brother. Okay, make I answer your question now very well. One thing about life, and I'm glad the way you talk. When the beginning when I really talk about competency, I not even mention education. I said the people don't know why they're there. Education not to the key for representing people. And you don't get the basic and the constitution color. You don't need to be a graduate or master's or doctor degree for being a parliament. We all know that. All that they say is I say they don't know, so they not get the ability for understand even what thing that they do. They're not able. Some of them not able even eloquent to express themselves because now we're able to express and debate something. I will win debate for the interest of the people. And in English, they debate in the parliament. So now that is for say first and the first. But for the running of the thing, the parliament. Now one thing about the example we give so. In Kelausa go win seat. It's not an APC stronghold. Go check the record. In fact, the 1996 SLPP 2002. All that area they have been SLPP win their seats in the day. Go check the records. All that seats there was Yumkela win, so there was SLPP. There was no APC at all. There have been swing votes than that. It's just about like Kono. Some election and they go APC, some election they don't go SLPP. Now swing. So me now, Usa me go contest. Now the heart of the one of the ruling party. And then 2 parties are APC, SLPP. They own stronghold. Like for example, they'll tell Dr. Yumkela, tell I don't call Sam Sumana, say go contest a seat in a Kenema district. Go contest a seat in a Bo district. Go contest a seat in a Kalaon district. Then you will compare between me and them. You know, now swing district them, now they Yumkela make you get a vote in it. If you want to not get no side, pass now that territory where they so them, now the majority they use the tribal card. Because the Limba side they not win there, the APC win there. Even they would say now the social side, now the Cambia they didn't win the city. Then go check the records. And then side and the social side is all about Chijakaba, where Chijakaba made in the office, where in Kai SPP, they all are SPP. So where another social man come, they swing back to this so that they gang for God, they go back to the layman family and know the dynamic of politics and salon. The same thing Bokono, where some Sumana in for Sikam, you watch them no more. And if you go to let me vote them, and the vote of Sam Sumana all over the country are beaten all sides. Pass Nakono, now they go get 70,000 votes, one green side. So because now they cannot them vote for them, and there's not a strong goal of APC or SLPP. Me now, even people like you ask me, even in the Dr. Yumkela want to tell me, if you come remember, you out of your mind for go contest a by-election, I put Loco, Bombali. So everybody, because I want to change that dynamic there. So me, no, there no regrets what I do. And I believe me, I will do more and more. And I'm not going to regret what I lost. Like they say one person, you make an example, say one person, no. One person, they make a difference. I'm not in a parliament right now, but I'm making a big difference as alone. Everybody knows that. Passports where they are, where maybe, one get the concept. But if you know that, you will know the kind of difference what they do. Go there, talk to people, and you will know, say, yes, Kamaremba, they make a difference. In fact, the voice alone, the media alone says, when they can call me and say, Kamaremba, please come speak here. Now, beg they can beg me. They know my voice can go a long way. So, and also parliament are there, just not the media, it will go a long way. So, me know me best. Not everybody will be satisfied, which is the beauty of democracy. But one of the other things back where they talk about, say, I be talk, yes, me not a leader. I talk to people in every shape or form, different categories there. I need to call them, name them. And no, I'm not going to regrets about it. And if I just myself, I talk about some SLPP deputy minister will come yesterday, we'll talk about things. I go do them, but no call because you as a leader, you go for good example. One thing about what I've been telling you then, and nothing not change. That's maybe they try for do. But when the election come, when the election the record. Now withdraw and accord. So if you're not being making a Yumkela for Benka support the APC. So there's a whole political dimension we been go on there. So there's nothing different from what I've been taught. And I tell at the time, I say the APC get the edge and then go out this. And everything was good. Then a court. Then go there. In fact, the matter go all the way up. Then call the matter on side. So now the APC, what's in the guy name? I don't forget his name. Now go withdraw. If I will withdraw self, Yumkela and group they feel say na gimmick. So personally now go serve the letter. Say no, I don't withdraw this matter. Yeah. So if not we withdraw the matter, like that's a whole different story. We not know the ruling if we don't go. So there's nothing different from what them people and they tell me what will be happening. But things that change. Somebody like right now they talk to you at this radio station, and then tomorrow next week something different will come to what we talk right now because we are human beings. So those are people that will change. Things that will change. Say this is what I believe now. And then something changed, or somebody tells me, so this is it, and then next time something happened. So this is a continuation. We lack not concrete. We are not stone. We are not rocks. So if that's, I will answer all those questions, and then in a nutshell, yes, I have no regrets about that, and I will continue for talk about that. And at the same time, like when they talk to people, and not only supporters, and they say this, and this man contacted within at the radio that would tell you that the intercessor say Kamaremba wish lead in a parliament. So those are not people who are my supporters. Those are people who are not to me supporters themselves. So in fact, the supporters on they say they're glad they want not in a parliament because they don't want to go get stained. But most of the APC, including SLPP, then they talk about if you want to mention names them, even Gevao, when a SLPP lawyer is in a parliament, he did it right now. He said, "Oh, Kamaremba, wish you're here." So those are the kind of things now. When I try to tell you, those are just what people think because I'm very much vibrant, I'm very much direct, very much they go towards issues them, and so then if you say it will be a more flavor, yes, everybody believes that one man they make a difference. Believe in me, that man they not a person will believe in any form of for change, even in your household, because trust me, every man, you able to make a difference if you believe in what you stand for.
Yeah, now let me go to Mr. Kabo. Mr. Kabo, first of all, I want to apologize to now all because the time don't change and in fact, the cameraman tell me because the pandio them call I say 3 o'clock. I know say that make una late, but una forgive me. Too many things that the that not be pay attention for time. So I know say that make you call now at the actual time when will be the broadcast. So, but if you get any question quickly before I let Mr. Kamaremba go. Or if not, I can talk to him for make we'll let him go. Mr. Kabo.
Yeah, so, I want to apologize because I was looking at 3 o'clock. Yeah, and later on I figure out that you guys now be done deep on this thing. Yeah. And unfortunately, I'm late and I don't know whose side and where. I know it's something with regards to salary increments with and Yumkela and probably Mohamed Bangura.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I had a direct question about it. If I would have been in the conversation, I'd been able to get a direct question. But all I want to say is that one, the parliamentarians then get right for ask for for anybody, anywhere you are employed, you get right for ask for increment. It just depends on the standard and level on what we ask. And I know very well, say people let me try for say Yumkela was part of it. Yeah, Yumkela, a member of parliament, of course, he initiated the increment. But the problem I believe is he is in the right place, but with the wrong people probably. In the right place at the parliament where we want him, but with the wrong people. Comparing to his academic background, of course, we have to say that, and with his political experience, and with all other experiences he has all over the world. So he's in the right place, but with the wrong people. Because when you say let's increase salary, some people just say, hey, we can put it all over as much as we want. They don't consider the background of it. They don't consider what the effects and the pros and the cons of that salary increase might be. Stuff like where Mohamed Bangura come inside. It's totally two people who are now very separate entities. They are parallel. They will never meet. Whether academically, political standard or experience.
Okay, Mr. Kabo
and the Yumkela are two parallel.
Okay,
Mr. Kabo.
Let me come out.
Yeah, hold on, Mr. Kabo. That one the commentation they can do. But I've been just listening to the question. So, Mr. Kamaremba.
Yes.
Oh, I know say you get so many things for good.
I know one day in a forum where they talk about two people who have passed this, who have done. So, I'm above that level now.
Okay, so thank you very much for coming to the program, and anytime when we get any question, we bring you come back. Thank you very much for coming.
Okay, thank you. Okay, God bless you.
All right. And that was Mr. Mohammed Kamarimba Mansare. We've been talked to him from Maryland. He's in America now. Probably at the end of this month, he try to go back to Sierra Leone. We've been talked to her about so many things then including the commission of inquiry, the salary increase, you know, the road and the roadway. President Bio go give $1 million for make EO road for going and host and other things. Then I will be the time for talk about. And now I know say Mr. Americano only did at the beginning of the program. Like I say, I apologize. I know say probably a lot of people them that now they try for tuning because of the time differences and me not being aware of that until when the one for come out. Now I can say and that make I go quickly at the forums then for go send back other flyers, but I know him. It was only 30 minutes to the broadcast. It was probably too late for many people there for make them know. That make me commentators and censor self because at the time where they may expect for login, only now American are so smart enough for pick her up. So all right, American.
Thank you, Marco. Thank you. I said, me member, but I've been doing songs, right?
Oh, okay. All right. So,
since we the commentator today, I mean, also just something. Maybe I'm not telling you how to run the show. I'm very, very sorry. Man, the personal relationship, you know, the moderator, you put the bill for this. But me, I go only talk to Kamarimba that when he comes on the radio, hold on, you don't forget a team as a politician. You cannot be a politician when you get a team. It's Mr. Kago they make him coming to it. Kamaremba not for say, or I don't pass the level for the who side then they talk for compare two people them. Kago indirectly was comparing and making a point that based on what he Kamaremba said, even though it's not one changer and wait for Ahmed Kano able to pick up as to which himself, my brother, they do indirectly by putting differentiate between Eyum Kela and Mohammed Bangura. But it seems to me that this is my own personal opinion, and you and I have had this discussion. What me suggest, if Kamarema wants to be a politician, they don't forget things fake, they don't forget entertain softball questions, and maybe in future, if we go able to allow the commentators for them. For the 1 hour we'll go in our program, we use the 45 minutes for you for Kamarima, and you use the 15 minutes. Because some of we get so much ammunition for Nila. I mean,
Mr. Abdul.
Kamarima, they don't want to be nailed. You know?
Yeah, Mr. Abdul.
And the opposite, I don't want to at this radio, I don't pass that face. You know?
Well, Mr.
Don't forget, Kamarima. They don't say a lot of stuff where it says, coming this, that, me go be the president. And
Mr. Abdul.
Yeah.
All right. One of the things where you get to know about media is you guess. That's not the first thing where you always you get to know. You guess. Because if you see the person sacrifice about 1 hour for make a candy, accord them that respect day, and you get for no say not to everything where you want for make it answer now the answer, and that's number one. Number two, Kamaremba can at the program mostly not for una for can ask the question, but for me for asking the question, and they just they do at least because sometimes you get a question where me forget for ask. Sometimes they ask that question there, but in terms of interview, it's not about me the interviewer. It's about him, the interviewee. And you got to know, say, and we not going to be the judge. Now, the viewers, the people, the way they listen, that they get to be the judge. You ask the question, let the person answer what you want for answer. Let you do what you get for do. Again, according that respects for make you do what you get for do. Not only you get for, if the people they get for judge, not only they get for judge. Now, in answer, they get for judge, say, but this one self, he answer, not good. But if you say, you want for nail, they bring somebody for nail him. Next time, if you never one time, next time they come again. And what you get for do? And if you begin to do one person, the next person, you don't lose people there. That's not the trick about the media. So sometimes it's very, very hard for making you listen to somebody, they talk something, even if you don't agree with them, just let's go. You know.
No, not true. No, Makota, not true. That means I hate to say this. That's now we the African media, because even here in America, we all know what is happening now with Camarena reference Trump. But still Trump, they take questions from CNN. You know, Kiana calls them. He say, "Oh, you are fraud. That's a stupid." But they think he has the power to say, you know, he would grab all the other media there from this White House, only Fox. We don't get that part. But he can tell Sarah, okay, say, only take questions from Fox. That power they get up. But still, Sarah Huckabee or even Trump, they say, no, you see, ma'am, let this other person go. Would they watch him? So that's all I'm saying. I understand what they say. When are we the black man media mentality? If we
Mr. Abdul, most of the commentators, the way they are CNN, Fox News, and MSNBC, and the other American medias, then most of them are paid medias. Some of them, before you can program, you get for pay. And like, I can tell you something. So that's not different thing. Then people are who they bring counsel. We not they pay nobody, and at all. We not they pay nobody. So therefore, now they give away that one day. You know, if I dey pay you, then that means I get control over you because it's a business. But the fact that you voluntarily come and can't do what you get for do, we get for accord down here. And I believe so Mr. Akabo understand that. You know, I don't feel say they take them very seriously because we don't bring people in at this program we are way run away. You know, people like the former deputy information minister when Colonel Divo. He went away per week. I mean, it took how long before ever he come back? He run away from where he run away. He wouldn't call. So you see, that's some of them things that they will never understand. You know, I understand the points, but not also media the work.
From New Jersey, I understand the question we run.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I tell you one thing. There are some people that way sometimes when they want for camp, they say, now you know more. I want to talk to. I don't want to talk to nobody. But I can hear them because sometimes I just slide it in for making ask because me one day not able to ask all the questions, and that's what I believe. I just want to make it be a little bit interesting. But at the end of the day, it's about them. It's about we get for respect them, we get for protect them. That the reason that one day I don't want to bring that one day, but at least lab and come. And that guy na Texas, what's his name? Sheriff. With Kutubu. And I come out, I condemn Sharif because you as a media person, you have to protect your guests no matter what, because now them they make you people they feel interested for kind of you program. Because if you would just they talk no more all the time, now me one no more they talk. Yes, some people then go out for listening, but at times they can wait and can feel boring. But when they bring somebody, oh, I want to listen to that person there. That's not the interest when you always get for protect. But if you bring your customer, your guest, then you can be you are the person where they come for can disgrace them. Next time they come again. Those are the things, you know.
All right, sir.
Okay, Mr. Gabo, you guys have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I guess something to say. Just like what Mr. Abdul say, I'm actually very surprised for Yeri because I've been thinking over it, even up to last week with regards to Camarena, when I listened to him video them. And I'm like, has he reincarnated? Because I believe he has died how many times? I don't know. Especially, I was waiting to ask him a question if he's still alive or is a ghost we're speaking to. Because during the election, I know politicians, that's why they say politicians are liars. I don't buy with that word. They say the word politician is synonymous to liars. I don't buy that statement. But but it makes me feel like people are sometimes true because I had that beef with him. I wish I would have come and talk about it, and especially during the campaign when Camarena be the team up. For the past years since he started, they curse himself, they cursing people, and they sin against God, they let God kill and let them that crack pan and the way they move to APC. And over so many times you don't take that vow. And at the end of the day during the elections, I'm just trying to be, during the elections, I will say he hand on go back to the APC and with all things the way they talk, I think say then he's not a credible person at all, not in the political spectrum of Sierra Leone. He just tried for staying there. But I have a big problem with short politicians, and because politicians, you talk half and half, and you have to be on both sides of the aisle in a way whereby not necessarily supportive, but be in the middle. But just like I mentioned, and we are all talking about, Kamarimba is he's no difference with the politicians there, the parliamentarians. There's no difference. It's just the same people under the APC. So I mean, I actually would not be one for. That's why I know reference when I did try for. I know ask a question because I was trying to be reserved. As a short people, we have to do away with them because they are dangerous in the political atmosphere in Sierra Leone. And Kamarimba are one of the most dangerous people there, I believe, in the political atmosphere. If a young child wants to practice politics, not to person where they look to up to, where they listen to, and not to person where they rely on as a resource. Well, somebody, even if you do it with touch. So because he hasn't got that kind of political acumen, somebody will listen to, will look at.
All right. Well, at the end of the day, now you guys, so you guys for take it easy a little bit. All right. Now, Mr. Ahmed Kanu, what you think of? I say, what's in your take on the interview with Kamarimba?
Well, the interview is fine because it touch on a lot of issues them where we get concerned about when are general issues, not to any partisan issues per se. We talk about infrastructure, we talk about the increase of salaries which affect all the party members them, and it brings about the Commission of Inquiry, which of course I didn't say much, I didn't ask him any question, but a kind of touch issues them were very, very pertinent to we concerned. So the interview, yourself will interview him, I therefore commend you because these are very serious issues, when are national issues. However, if I've been therefore ask him anything on the Commission of Inquiry, and my commentary on that is that this inquiry, there is a point where they don't perceive them as a witch hunt, and other people then they see say now a commission of inquiry actually will therefore happen. But the list of the people then where they for interview, they don't bring a controversy when a partisan concern. Now, what may be done the right is that the people they wouldn't get for interview, they get point where they reach, where whether you then at the list or not, if you do something wrong with corrupt, they must call you name day. And even the one that would at the SLPP hierarchy right now, we've been done involved. We go get for know about them. Now it make me not say anything yet at the early stage. Because the people that we then get for interview now the APC, some of them, if they corrupt at all, then do anything corrupting. Then other SLPP where they now the government, they not go just keep quiet and they move. Then go say, well, then they be involved. That time they will see what President Madabi will do about that. And the other thing is, we don't know yet if this commission of inquiry could be a double jeopardy, which I have to write about. Because the double jeopardy, why don't see police? There is the ATC entity, and you get the commission of inquiry. Now, if somebody guilty, the ACC, pay some money, then he name them back na the list for the commission of inquiry, then bring and come. How then go able to deal with the commission of inquiry? On time, the commission of inquiry don't see say it is two sides. Now, if we pay no more the ACC commission, then the commission of inquiry, those who say therefore pay another money or serve jail time, how then go deal with that situation? That's why I'm going to be writing on double jeopardy. Let us see exactly the ATC and the commission of inquiry, how then therefore deal with them.
Mr. Abdul, yeah, Mr. Abdul, do you think Madabio tie himself before even this commission of inquiry take place? Because he say, I not believe say if you really serious about this commission of inquiry, the first way they talk about is, oh, we'll not go jail them, we just want the money, that's all. Because if we jail them, now we get forfeit them. So therefore, what do you get for doing now? Forget this money if jail option not the panel, because I know Sierra Leone, I know Africans them. If you not put the consequence in a very serious manner, it will be very difficult. But just like what Cameroon been talk earlier, people like that Kale guy where Naina been the NRA and in deputy, the deputy and in boss where the ACC go meet him, then they say, you know what? They win this amount of money, 2 billion and 3 billion, now 5 billion. So we're not going to do anything so far. And let's say that person they don't give $1 million. You go tell them, say, let them give $250,000 for one person, the other one at $300,000. I'm not saying a fight for corruption. Let somebody thief $1,000, you find $3,000 or $5,000. Let him go struggle for who gets the balance money. But this. Now, a lot of people that will want this commission of inquiry, then get problem with. Go ahead.
They talk to Mr. Fonti or me?
Mr. Abdul Fonti.
Okay.
Yeah. No, what you say, man, Kota? I already talked to Kota, man. What you say?
Oh, no, okay. I say the problem with Madabi, it's like say it tie in hand before even this commission of inquiry take place. Because if you say I'm not the jail person, I just want for the money, and that means you don't put the jail in option when are the most powerful instrument for take that money from them. And because you say well, when you jail somebody, now you get for free that, and you don't for free them. And how you go able to take the money from them? Well, let's look at an example. That what they call Kale guy. When the ACC go meet them now, then just say, okay, you know what, you get for pay $2 billion, 2 billion euros, and we'll forget about that. So well, sometimes that person they don't see $1 million when I don't know how many billions of when they call you go tell and say let you go pay 2 billion euros. So is it about fighting corruption or is it about something else like what Mr. Kamabemba been trying for point out?
Well, I don't know, but grudgingly I would say about fighting corruption. Maybe anyone emulate what you hear in Nigerians and say when Buhari come, up to now, we all know Buhari no jail nobody. And when Buhari come, even though people are saying let Madabio go back to 1996, well, we all know you talk to your Nigerian colleagues in Arizona, and we tell you say Babangida is a filthy rich person. And let's go back. Forget about Buhari. Even when Abacha came, what you do? He negotiated with when I call him Obasanjo come, he negotiated with Abacha and Peking. Forget some money. Una go back and check the record. It's not always easy where somebody you say they face corruption, you completely make that family get poor now. We understand say them might go find ways and means for hide some money. But if they're able to take 90% of that money from them, as in the case of what Obasanjo do with the Sani Abacha family, where the boy is out of jail now or whatever, they're not being able to put in prison for letting no wrong no more. I mean, they hold up and they left the sister and the wife, but then they negotiate behind the scenes with the lawyers and Switzerland and release some of the funds. So I don't think say the wrong thing where President Bio they do. The idea no more way I cannot support what the parliamentarians and they say why they not extend these things to the permanent sex system, just like from within the ministers there, you know. But I think the most important thing I could say is to make some of them people are able for run for president in the event in future. In the event in future, they have that plan to do. But don't forget, Tpn Kaba, that law is not written on stone. Tpn Kaba was convicted in absentia. But what happened? Momo Padina, an APC president, Naim Padina, on the recommendation of our black country, we make Tpn Kaba was able to run for president. It was shocking to even some SLPP people, including just my guy, that, oh, this man cannot run because they don't convict him. And Kaba pull the paper, we Kaba use for Padina. So I don't think say, let's give chance in the matter and the commission of inquiry, and we'll see how they go. But to me, if you're able to take the money from them, and which I believe they go able, now we know we pay now. If matter be open suggestion boxes today in Africa, you and an APC in your blood, Kodamet can own an APC in blood, but we now say we now support the commission of inquiry. And don't forget, we're not in a Western world where we don't need nothing as salon, we don't know nothing from no position as salon. Because the same as the position they drive, we're not able to drive. Perhaps that even eat good food, pass them. Maybe they will eat organic no more, where their food don't get fertilizer. But for them, we they call for inquiry. Think of the average poor Sierra Leonean. So if they put a suggestion boxes all over the country today, I guarantee that people that go volunteer information for sure who that get this host, who start and get host system, how many houses that they get at all. And if we're not able to take them, hey, I mean, that's fine. I don't know, I'm not been bodied. So that's why we say the Usadi Ahmed, the Salon Embassy today, by Washington, that Justin Smith can take that host from Albert Magai. It used to be a private house. Well, today, now in the country benefits. So a similar thing could be done on this inquiry. All right, that's what I'm saying. All
right, thank you very much. Before I go to Mr. Kabo, I bring in somebody who been call me so much. I don't know. Can you introduce yourself to we? Because my number see. If you like na Eddie.
No, Mr. Mankota, this now David from New York. I always be on your program. Unfortunately, I'm not able to connect.
Oh,
but, thank you for connecting me.
Oh, okay.
For connecting me anyway.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you, I don't know, you been listening or you just come in?
Yeah, I've been listening throughout the time. Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you a question because one of the things we will discuss with guests when Mohamed Kamal Mansare is about the $1 million when Magdabio Andrew Kiley for make them go make a road na Juba that Minna road for we go na what do you think as a diaspora Sierra Leonean at this particular time when people that they don't even get what they eat, the dollar now is about over 800,000 leons per 100, and within these few months here, the president go take $1 million for make he go spend in road way he go then call way they not force him for make na the state house na a decision wey he make personally for say he want for the na your host who knows way for the even save money. So what's na you take?
Well, Panda issue day, a good way some Sierra Leoneans then don't voice their opinion, particularly Kamarin by himself did well by voicing his opinion, even though some people will oppose him. But at the same token, the big problem lies in parliament. The president himself don't have that type of authority there. I don't know how the government run in Sierra Leone.
Exactly.
But the issues then the parliamentarian are then supposed to bring them to task.
Yep.
So the argument and the question for the ask yourself, what in the parliament they do? All of this issue every time they say president don't get that kind of authority. And when things like this happen, the APC have majority. You have the C4C and others in parliament. You have the NGC in the parliament. The question will always speak out. If we want to let Sierra Leone go before, the parliament now get we forwardness in that country. So everybody where they speak, even the other man where they speak, say, what matter bill say for let people in campaign. So you want to tell me, say, for them kind of crime then they where people so corrupt and thief in the state. Punishment not for they. So if you say punishment not for they, then everybody for thief the state. Yeah. So if everybody tip the state the money, they're waiting there. You say, okay, you tip $100, can't pay me $30, keep the $70. So that doesn't make the country go forward. So it's shameful for even any Sierra Leoneans, they're like diaspora, for even think say it's okay to collect. Forget what happened in Nigeria, 100 million people. We're not just 7 million people. We not for encourage this kind of. For what them born with, even most people waiting at this form here. For what them born with, then corrupt practice here don't they take place.
Tete we don't left, we don't come America, we don't there 30, 40 years for them born. So now what do? We continue. Now we carry new system. Say, you know what, in a thief na government, the way in a thief, what do they do? In a pay we half of the money. So all of this now makes sense. So what do we get for now? We get for the voiceful opinion. We were there outside where they look at things differently and continue to support the development of the country and put pressure on Parliament. All these arguments, what in BO do, what in BO say. The Parliament is not doing nothing. They don't have those authority. All what in BO they do, the Parliament can take on to task.
Yeah.
And another thing I look at, everybody in the Parliament look for Kande Yumkela for take leadership for speak. Kande Yumkela not in the only parliamentarian. So people, Sierra Leoneans, and they give people in power where they don't get. If I was fortunate to be in Parliament, I would take me role as a citizen that's supposed to represent me, people who put me in the Parliament. I not wait for nobody to speak for me. So that's how I look at it. But I will leave the floor to other people and for chipping and see how they look at it.
Yeah, I think I agree with you 100% because one of the things we like, and Kamarima talked about that earlier today at the program. One of the things we is very, very heart rending is the fact that Parliament don't know their own rule. They don't know say. You know, I don't know what thing they go on. It's just about like when you born picking, what you train picking, and the picking they go with. And that's what happened. The conundrum where that one party states where it destroyed the fabric of democracy from the 70s up till now it haunts we because that the same thing during the time and during the 80s where some of we born we can't meet now one party states the parliament is just how would they call them a small partner the pocket of the executive. They don't know the differences between executive and judiciary and the legislature for same. Then they are co-equal and parliament in fact if you look they're able to squeeze the executive to the extent that they will bow down because I didn't get the pocket, I didn't get the wallet. Any money where you see the executive, then they wouldn't call na parliament the wouldn't call their money then they supposed to approve their money so they not I understand they not really understand what's not that they rule. They just feel say the executive now in at the head of government. That's what they feel. So therefore, they are all under that executive level. Anyway, I agree with you. Now, let me go to Mr. Kabo. Mr. Kabo, let me give you this chance for making you tell me, because you know one of the people that we actually support Madabio, and a good way, because Madabio, I agree with us on so many things them. But why Madabio at this time when they try for bring this economy up? The last time when we were there last week, I don't know, argue about with you or with some people that were saying the problem where I get is for that increments then the economy is very down at this time, and economic fundamentals not tell you say when the deficit is growing at the time and the way it do more spending while you don't get any way for bring back that money when you get for spend. So now that Madabio don't take $1 million for making go make a small road. When about less than a mile for $1 million, and the same matter be na even the tinap na the public na debate is say the APC spend $4 million per Wilkins Road when not even reach how many what they call, and now in just they do the same thing. So how you go able to defend such behavior?
Well, I never defend the short behavior, but I will compare and contrast such behavior with other behaviors then, and especially at the time when we're in that dire situation of the economy. Now, what I try to say is, even though the economy as it's down low as it is now, that don't mean say development not they go together. We get to look at those two things. The economy is low. Another bill, I believe the government is going all the way possible for making put a cap on the economy in the sense that the economy is stabilized. And at the same time, we not for left the development of the country untouched because we never go before. So both things have to work hand in hand. And the problem probably, which other people may talk about, I know, it's because probably the road leads to his house or somewhere around that area, according to what I understand. This is the political problem. And we carefully look at politics at one stage and we look at development on the other. But both parties are correct. Now, but again, the previous speaker put it very, very simple. He said, Madabio can suggest anything. The parliament has to approve. And if they're left there, then they allow and they ranch over it, rather than making the laws and enacting the laws, and then Tinaple Madabiu allocate $1 million to a road, as you mentioned, when probably half a mile, I don't know how the distance, or a mile, and then sit down because they have to approve that. They don't approve, and then they won't blame them. They blame not they go to Madabiu, because at the end of the day, it's a concerted effort. They all agree. But also, if you look at other areas, let's say, they forget for it, compare the past and the present. The past government, maybe they give 1 mile, which is probably, after investigation, is over about 6 million plus, 1 mile long. So when you look at those things, they're very actually heart-rending, and they're very disturbing. So this is all I can say. If Madabiu is wrong, the House of Representatives or the parliamentarians, they get for whole are responsible by saying no through the vote and the support to the media. So Madabiu not make the decision. Madabiu is just the head of the decision making, but most times the parliamentarians get for do their job. But at the same time, the politicians, they don't get for do their job, because why? If they deny Madabiu, let's put it that way, say that road they don't get for make. Madabiu might not want to increase their salary, because this is the problem there. So they want their salaries to be increased. So definitely, if you want me to give you this amount, you're going to do this. And as we all say it in Parliament, the House of Representatives, the Senate, or whatever, the executive, and whatever, these people, they all get concessions. You give and take. You give me, I give you. It happens in America. When you hold there as a House of Representatives, the executive branch hold there. And when you release, this is release for you somewhere. So that is what they call an agreement. They meet together to work together. Okay. So that's what they get to do in this point.
All right.
Mr. Mankoto, if you can allow me a little bit to say something.
I give you 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Okay, I understand what that speaker say, but I still not support her. You can't compromise under the people their own concern, the people of the country. Now, Madabiu have not get the authority for increase the MPs' salary. Not to get authority. In a parliament, then they make decision and certain steps then when they make them decision, they approval. They not to Madabiu independently. That's number one. Number two, also Madabiu is still making road. He no need to spend $1 million. Why don't he go to the military where they know they do nothing, and the Department of Works, Sierra Leone? I believe say we get local people them. Then if you still use some of that money there for material and others, you get workman them where you get the system where you can make them roads then. Those are little side roads them. So for spend money like that, we know they address in a parliament and then come creatively how they go do them. It don't make sense to we, and we are not going to for any Sierra Leoneans, the one in the diaspora, we get opportunity to express themselves and see how things they work. For they make then concern here, they babysit the political downside instead of developing the country. What about the people then? The parliamentarians and the president and go there to represent the people. There is no compromise when it gets to that. And until we begin to speak on those notes, then they say these people have responsibility, and we get to hold them to their responsibility then they. And they have to be creative. Why the president don't use the military? They have construction engineers that are the military. They have Ministry of Works. That's a small road. That's a just small road. Why don't we just use them and save the country's money?
All right, thank you very much. Now I may come to the last segment of the thing, but probably this now more of a monologue. A lot of you have been see either on Facebook or WhatsApp. One of my comrades Jibril Bangura, Ohio, where everybody know. Na social media for be somebody we very, very frequent na social media and say some stuff them. When I all know say Jibril Bangura being posts videos of Abbas Bundu, we Abbas Bundu dey na a room, and this lady they try for take a video of Abbas Bundu. So this lady send them here to Jibril Bangura. Jibril Bangura say somebody else send them in and they to Ram. So a post them in and they, and some of we all comment on that. In fact, people like we, so we come out not only for Abbas Bundu, but we come out to the lady self we cause this problem, because number one, as a woman, we get respect. You go sleep with somebody, we not to your wife, your husband, then there is a problem. Let alone you take them in and there, you put on a social media. That's not a revenge. Porn. That's what they call an American and revenge porn. That's cyberbullying. But that's don't pass. But Jibril Bangura come back say he don't get more videos than way he want for publish, way he threaten Abbas Bundu, where Abbas say either Abbas Bundu for resign or he post them in the social media. He gave 48 hours first, away he pass, another 48 hours, he passed back. I think a couple days ago, now I come out because number one, Jibril Bangura na a brother to me, na Sierra Leonean brother, not Sabi officially, but as long as na Sierra Leonean na my brother. Then secondly, na a comrade to me because we belong at the same party, we na the APC party. So as he say, Jibril Bangura they go na the edge, and what I do, I pull out an audio say Jibril Bangura as a brother, as a comrade, I want for you this advice. I'm not saying do not post this thing on social media or whatever internet. But I want, before you do consult a lawyer for make sure say they violate the laws, the cyber laws of the United States of America. I say because what happen, America gets laws them we get for dealing with cyber crimes. Cyberbullying is one of them laws than they. And I go want for make you consult down and there first. I'm not saying do not post this thing on social media. You can go ahead and do it. But for your own protection, because you didn't in America, that the last thing what you want is for America, you go do something what you believe say na simple thing, then later it can okay, Mr. Abdul mute your phone. So I come out as a brother. I say, okay, make sure you know, say you get for protect yourself. So most of una listen to me audio. Well, Jibril Bangura come out and say, well, because when you make an advisor, that means say me and I think he puts back for the morning say we don't go take money from Abbas Bundu. That make advice and say make you be careful. Make sure say that the right thing they do. He talks so many things and even go to the extent he say we the label and the SLPP. Well, I come out and I tell and say we're not going to go back and forth with this, and we're not going to go back and forth with this because listen, Jibril Bangura do not jail. Jibril Bangura get problem. Not got nothing to do with me at all. And I just see and say now somebody we it's too energetic in terms of social media. And he called me on Tuesday night and say, well, why me for advice? Now I say wait, I feel myself now other audio they talk about. Now I say, well, that audio what you send. That means maybe they try for undermine the APC party. I asked Jibril Bangura, well, here is the problem. I call me anybody na the APC leadership where they talk about say, maybe they try for undermine and the people the way the leadership they're not happy because I advise them. Call me anybody will call you Jibril Bangura and say what they do so it benefit the APC party. Call me anyone. You're not able for call me anyone. And like I said, I sympathize with Jibril Bangura. One of the things we I sympathize with Jibril Bangura strongly believes say what he do so na the fet way they fet na fet for na APC they fet for. He strongly get that conviction there. And one thing again when I interact with Jibril Bangura, because at the first time down the way me and him get interaction one-on-one, that next day I pick up so many things. And it make me I get the conclusion say this is the reason why Jibril Bangura is so get this type of behavior. Number one, Jibril Bangura not get the capacity for making able consume information. And I say this with all sincerity because when you talk to somebody, the way when they interact, you go know see whether this person mature enough for making able consume information and try for filter the information and them. So that you go know what's not the wrong thing, what's not the right thing, what's not the things that we they cause trouble or na manipulate them and for manipulate them. There are certain words where Jibril Bangura been they talk where he even not understand what's not the meaning of them word and this not to English, na Creole word them. So I therefore left and make it go. But it's still they come now social media. I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, send back a video. They talk say we did. But I was just the reason not to make they come out and try for talk about this. Now my program is for because most of the audio they they send not to on Facebook or YouTube now WhatsApp are they send them and most of the people that way they na Facebook, whether they na YouTube, na WhatsApp, they no go under see me your audio. And now Facebook mostly they do them thing and this. So now that make I put this here for make people they understand, because there are so many things. But people who now we know that a man kota, we are not saying a person we know the mortgage me credibility. I take me credibility very hard. Now number one, if Jibril Bangura believes say what he they do now for the APC it fight for, and that's now an inept behavior, and it tell you the maturity level which Jibril Bangura believe. The APC party now a very decent party that are force number one. A very, very decent, the APC party, irrespective of voting they go on at the APC party, but 99.9% of the people then at the APC are people that were decent. And we know say politics is not about war, where all the time now for going take RPG then for going launch on the opposition. That's not also politics, that's not modern politics at all. Where we at the APC they play. We they criticize a government when it do the wrong thing. That's the number one. And besides, I believe say the APC party get an idea, because now ideological party will get ideas where it go able to present to the people them for make the people that then get conviction again for say, okay, we don't punish you now, well, we want for test you now back, just like what them do 2007 after then kick the APC, the NPRC kick APC, where everybody be support the NPRC because of the behavior of the APC. 10 years later, the people then, because of the message where we able for reform for shape we message them, we come out and tell people and say, we not trust we again. People then trust we for make them boot we back, well then give you another 10 years. Okay? And if then see back say we still go now we own behavior, then pull we back, there is a way where we're able to come back and say, okay, yes, we learn we lesson. Just like the SL people who then learn the lesson, now they don't put them back for say, then they try them. This is not even called politics. But for come out for begin to go caricature somebody, say this person at this, that, begin to go put them in and day, it don't make sense to me. Not what APC they fight for. So I want to make Jibril Bangura know say that's not the thing. You know they fight for APC. This is not the way APC they fight in your battle. We know, because anybody when they do them in they empty na the brain. You don't know what they do. You don't know what's na politics. Politics now a battle of ideas. It's not a war. And that's now any of me members now the APC for understand. Yes, it's very, very hard trending right now. It's very, very hard because some people they don't use for good get money, then they can't cut off them thing and day. Some of them they get for go nuts. But at the end of the day, especially when it comes to social media, a lot of people they don't know me. Well, people like me, so then they see me on TV, so they know they see me face. But a lot of people that they don't know you, even if they see your face. Now, what thing they come on that you must, now they take for judge you. And that is very, very important. What thing they come on now you must, now in people then they take, then they judge you. Because now a representation of who you are, and a representation of your upbringing. Now that make it very important for let people then be very careful what they do. And people like Jibril Bangura, so a fine man, get to understand that. Say, these are the things then where they call social media. But besides that, Jibril Bangura don't understand, say, already it don't implicate himself and this thing. The first audio, the video where he put, na WhatsApp, na Facebook, that's already don't violate the American, the US laws on cyber crime, cyber bullying. So if me, as a brother, they try for advice, if he say, well, that because I go label to SLPP, me party where I don't do for the past 14 years. Then they have power for 10 years. 10 good years out of the 14 years what them do at the APC. I don't want to label them my party. That the best place that the way me suppose, if me na somebody will not care about my credibility, now therefore being go label, forget what I get forget, just like other people them, what see them in they do. But everybody wouldn't no man could say, me now one of the most hardest criticisms of me own party for the bad things and what them they do, because I've been no say them bad things and then they come back for bite way and a bite way. So if I don't label to me party, now the SLPP party are they go label where I they criticize them every single day, that they tell you the kind emptiness where Jibril gets. And I don't know the level of education where Jibril gets, because when I interact with an office, he gets better education. You can tell the way they talk, he go no saying he not get better education. But it's okay. It's not about education, because natural sense is more than education. Okay? But Jibril Bangura not mature enough for making say people like we so Now help with the try for help am. Jibil Bangura, you go to jail. Then put you in a jail. Man, but I not get for. I not get for benefit anything from that. So if I tell you say be careful, I think say na for you don't benefit that they do so. But if you don't believe that, go ahead. And I know say you don't bring all these things. Say you dey put them here. The reason why to make you not put them because you several realize say you are going to the edge. Because if you not be careful right now, you dip a big problem. If them people then they can Dr. Abbas Bundu, any of the people in America now go to court against you, you are going to jail. There is nothing we will prevent that. So be very, very careful. Now this I get for you. Like I said, you and my brother, you understand? We're not going to forget the same ideas. We're not going to forget the same intellectual capacity. But we're able to, compromise and you come halfway. The other people then come halfway. We're not going to meet together. And I mean, call politics. Okay? But this time, for go and talk, say, oh, this, not this, they do what you get for do. The one thing where I want for make Jibil Bangura. You say, nah, the SLPP give you the materials then they. I just want for make a try for proof for say yes. You get a big problem in terms of capacity for consume information. Please, mute your phone if you know the talk. So, number one, the SLPP party, the SLPP, Jibil Bangura, you know the first person who Mother Bio can power. We caricature Mother Bio in wealth. You put naked picture on them. You na the person that one day tell Mother Bio say you wish for Mother Bio die, and you even come to the extent you say Mother Bio don't paralyze. The entire SLPP folks they know say you na no enemy number one for the SLPP. How logical you go see them people then the same people then way they against you then take materials then go give you for make you publish them. They not take them materials and they for make them give the young brothers when are SLPP members they you when are APC member now in them go take them material then they give you say Jibil Bangura go publish the material then they.
Even this phone I supposed to have it.
I say please mute your phone. So you see what they talk about for say you get to get that capacity there for make you able to understand. If somebody when a SLPP opponent and they go give material for make you publish them, what does that mean to you? If indeed not true, because I believe so not true. I believe say them see them the way you say you get the one the way you not to SLPP give you. But if indeed SLPP give you, that don't prove say number one you empty. In terms of how you think, you're very, very receptive to manipulation. Because people like Abuman Kota or any APC member were very, very mature. Then they not the crazy for who give me them kind of material. Abuman Kota go publish this wire. I not go do them. But they still say you very, very inept. And therefore, then go want for using, irrespective that they not let you, because they know say at the end of the day, if they see them carry go to court, now you get for go suffer, not to them people. And that make they not give them people them more because they know say now a very dangerous situation and they don't want them people them for make them go now they don't get trouble. Now you Jibil Bangura, if Mankota advise you, then he thinks him Mankota Mankota na bad person to me. Hey, go ahead, bruh. Publish them here right now. Mrs. wants for make you publish them here. Let me see what thing they go on. Let you make you see. But I will tell you say even the one the way you publish. Anytime when somebody get for put them in, they go to court with you, they go to court. I get one of my friends now, we get in girlfriend, the same thing, this guy. Now my friend, I don't call him name, but he there in the United States of America. He gets this in girlfriend, then elect themselves. So when them in na room, then can snap them kind naked pictures them. You know, sometimes it's normal for a boyfriend girlfriend business, you understand? So unfortunately this guy then can't fall apart with this woman. He's so vexed that because he liked this lady so much that he wants for revenge on the woman. And he threatened for put them naked picture, the woman in naked picture na WhatsApp. We call and tell and say, brah, if you do that now a crime, now a cyber crime. Here, then call her revenge porn. And it put you on problem. I say, man, we all in America, we know what's na the laws in America. So okay. Yes, he go ahead and put them in the woman just call police. Policeman go now WhatsApp for go make sure say na the guy and put them here. Then try forget all the IP addresses and all the other stuff that we point to am for say na Indoam. Then arrest him. This guy did in jail for a couple of months. Then convict him. then give probation actually, but he don't get conviction. If you have been listening what you will be tell him, enough of been getting country today, my brother, this country, trouble at this country na tell, not grief for make it grow behind you. If you see you get trouble at this country, na tell, I let you cut now, it dey grow. That's why it dey at this country. So if somebody advise you, I don't tell you to go cause person, I don't tell you to go do this, I say be careful, may you not get problem. If you feel saying at the bad thing, hey, go ahead and do what you get for do. Man, but I didn't Phoenix, I didn't enjoy myself, I don't get nothing for think about. I don't know if one of you want to say quick, like you 30 seconds.
Mr. Morieto, I don't follow Mr. Morieto, I don't follow that trade way. I see where yes, you advised that which was fair enough. I understand. But even between me and you as a brother, I see say you are upset, you really talk so you try to address her indirectly. So if you are advise them, you get to keep your composure as a brother, for talk to a brother privately, that's number one. And then number two, we forget Sierra Leoneans the way they sacrifice themselves for the betterment of Sierra Leone. If that man they continue for do what they do, we understand the risk. If he choose to take that risk and he bring Abbas Bundu down, he go set an example. Because first and foremost,
so
what is going on about?
Okay, let's ask you, David. Let's ask you question.
Yes, sir.
You say you want Sierra Leoneans the way they sacrifice. Are you going to be one of those people that are going to sacrifice? Because you know go say let other person go sacrifice. Why you don't want for sacrifice the same sacrifice?
I not tell other person sacrifice, but people they choose for sacrifice because like him so now he choose for sacrifice to make sure he send that message out because the issue will not happen. So nobody cares. The thing is dead. I applaud the lady, the young lady, for able to forget God for do what she did because those politicians have been abusing our sisters, our mothers, our little people in another country. They abuse them. So it's about time they begin expose them any way possible. That I cannot tell you the truth. Honestly, as a Sierra Leonean, if the guy have to sacrifice himself to get that result, it's fine. Me, I am for him. It is his choice. You say America people and they make choice.
Okay.
People in
all right.
To disagree with you, sir.
Hold on. Mr. Abla, they bring you come. I just want to address this guy because you make two things. Number one, they call how they call him Jibril privately. You know why? Some people, I think, say, and you hear what you say. Some people then call him privately and talk to him as a brother. You see how he wouldn't call them people then they. Ahmed Kano, I think he wouldn't come. So you see, sometimes somebody want to understand. I don't want to deal with you. I'm not going to call you privately because tomorrow, what you mean they talk, you go twist them the way you're not supposed to be, and exactly like happened with Fode Morris called this guy up privately and say, "Brah, we all like APC." Now, Fode Morris say we all like APC, but you have to be very careful because. Don't you now you tomorrow you get for count bites. I tell you one thing, my brother. No politician not in that country. You write what you talk so for say then the abuse will picking there so much and I come after Abbas Bundu very very harsh on that because Abbas Bundu is 70-year-old. It's supposed to don't behave like a 70-year-old. But if you want to behave like a 30-year-old, that's a very very bad. But at the end of the day, you know what get for happen? Sierra Leone politics is different from the United States politics. Nobody know them as alone. But all the politicians there, where they do what Abbas Bundu they do. So some of them, we know some people that we don't left their wealth them for girlfriend them. Then they do dancing and the only difference between Abbas Bundu and the other folks them. Now because Abbas Bundu picture commando, just like Victor Fo picture commando. But I will tell you one thing: this guy not be able to make Abbas Bundu resign. You know that very well. Say na Sierra Leone they do it. Not to America we have been they what they call ethics. Sierra Leone they not get ethics. So if he believes him, he will able to make Abbas Bundu. I don't say Abbas Bundu voluntarily resign, but Jibril Bangura, if he believes now because of what he they do now they make Abbas Bundu resign. He need to go check himself na a hospital because that's not the kind people the way we know about. It not go happen. So quickly, let's do another 30 seconds for make you respond. Then I'll go to Mr. Abi. Hold on, Mr. Okay. Hold on. I want to give David 30 seconds for make you just respond quickly. Then I will go to Mr. Abi. Then I will come to you.
Thank you, Mr. Mankota. You know what I make that opinion there. We were then I want to see Sierra Leone a better place. Myself yourself want to go home. Now I make with Canada and country. I will to one land.
True.
Now. What would they say now? It's right for less Sierra Leoneans them be abused with family members and so we ladies there and we kids there in other country. No, it's not right.
Nope.
We have to put a stop. There's gonna be a way where there has to be a stop.
Yep.
And it has to be now. Look around the world what the women are doing around the world now. To take men then down, only because they havoc then they. You know what I'm saying? And that's my own point for me to make my brother.
I understand.
And then the parliament is not asking Abbas Bundu nothing. Nobody asks him nothing like it's okay. It's not okay.
Exactly.
You have to put a stop. You have to put a stop, man. I don't say you're wrong, but you are quite right to caution that guy. All what you say, you are right.
Okay.
Now I make I say some people and they sacrifice. He choose to sacrifice. That's his choice.
Yeah, now you choice. Now that make again the boy they go sacrifice for Sierra Leone. It will be a hero. Now we go to Mr. Abu.
Makota, I beg to disagree with my brother, Mr. David. Me, I go defend Abbas Bundu as I've been defending him in other forum. And I'm not attacking Mr. David. But I want to challenge Mr. David respectfully. How many Sierra Leonean men, Mr. David, again, respectfully, I apologize to you, even your brothers or relatives who will go to Sierra Leone. We go say, we married, we in America, we go Salon perhaps. They did 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, they don't talk to no man. Notwithstanding, I'm not looking at that as an excuse. Even when you look at you cite the Western world who did the breaking of democracy in America. You remember, I don't know if you were here at that time, where deflated, and so you do have business, the majority of the people that say no. The one that way time, they say they resign. They not bring ethics and over office. They don't support them, they say no. As long as that not affect the man, the mentality and the execution of the office of the president.
I think it is far the phone.
Just like America.
It is far the phone.
It developed. I don't know the phone, Mankota.
No, I say when they talk, the phone like say your voice dey far.
Okay, because
maybe they drive. Maybe they drive.
A developed nation, just like America, when France, the president at that time thinks there's nothing wrong with what Bill Clinton do. So, and here in America, we don't get people away, women involved in woman business. We not stop them from holding public office. So if Abbas Bundu do what he do, then between he and your wife and Pekin. Now, Jibril Mankota, God bless you, and what Tony Morris do. Jibril, now open call, Jibril is obsessed with SFPP. First, he say Mother Bio in foot zone court. Then later, he say Mother Bio bring whatever they call him, Rolls Royce and Salon. So this again, it has to do with one way the APC. What they do so foreign on it, Jibril, because it's not doing any good to the party. Jibril not like APC, and I don't even know if Jibril there any tangible evidence where they point out say now this sacrifice they don't make for APC. Somebody can support APC or SLPP. It can be a regular supporter number. It may not even be a card carrying member of that party. So what Jibril is doing is obsessed with what he say, and you write what he tell him, what he Tony Morris tell him. But I think that now if we call it, we call. Makota Jibril not fool. They not go pull Abbas Bundu a naked picture. He's not crazy.
I believe so.
Now that's not what me
because the time don't pass. I know that.
And not going to that man they say that incident then to Abbas and his family. That's not true, sir. Based on the moral in the office where that man they hold. Now responsibility we get to answer to the Sierra Leonean people and the office we hold. If you not be all office now ordinary man, that's not no problem. Now you're in family. But when you all an office, my brother, for you to speak like that, I'm disappointed.
No. David, there is no law in the constitution where you say if you get girlfriend or you go to girlfriend, therefore you not qualify for what they call. That's not they call that ethical something. Now ethical behavior.
Ethical, but the morals, ethical, but the morals of the office where you owe.
Yeah, now moral something, but not legal something.
Mr. David, here the American president is the president of the world. They sleep for 4 hours, all the world problem then I hate. I wonder why Bill Clinton be say, I'm not going to resign. I will fight this till the last dog die.
Thank you. But they take him to tax. Thank you very much. But they take. Hold on a minute. 1 minute.
No. Listen, David. Okay, now hold on. David.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think say you confused. The reason what you make
David.
Hold on, Mr. Abla, they give you chance. Hold on. David, I think you confused. The reason what he make the Congress take this one to task, not because he go sleep with the woman. Not that one though. Now because he lie under oath. Now because he lie under oath, so he don't get nothing to do with the sleep where he sleep with the woman. Exactly. If he never be lie under oath, then nobody do nothing.
Exactly, Mankota. Exactly. That is why they took him to question him. They took him to task. Now nobody takes Mundu to parliament and question him for that behavior. Nobody asks him nothing. It's okay.
Makota,
yeah.
With all due respect, you are a journalist, man. I want to research that. Waiting then take Bill Clinton to, it has nothing to do with Monica Lewinsky. Waiting then take to Bill Clinton, now about Paula Jones, a lady will take an accord. And even the judge now Arkansas, we don't deviate small. Well, I just tell you what I know, and the researcher, David, the researcher, a judge in Arkansas even say, understand the meaning of the word, what is. Now, Bill Clinton did I say, no get affair with Paula Jones. And the judge in Arkansas is an old student of Bill Clinton, where Bill Clinton Arkansas Law School. So the question is, Abbas will do the constitution of Sierra Leone, not called for, if a public official do this, then take an accord. Bill Clinton, they're not impeached because of the search with Monica Lewinsky. Now, different thing.
Yeah.
So is not answerable to anybody. Nobody.
No, based on the office that he held, he is answerable to the country and the people of Sierra Leone for those type of behavior, period. If Wallace Alongo before, we get what he hold a press conference, he said, I'm sorry.
Morality, I think David is trying to talk about in terms of morality and ethical behavior, which actually has to do with the human representation of who you are and as a society. But legally speaking, there is no constitutional clause where tell we say when you then are power of leadership, for keep girlfriend. If you keep girlfriend, that means him. Then go for taking a court or you go for resigning position. Otherwise,
I agree with you. Thank you.
Agree with you.
Yeah,
so his position that he hold, and they can ask some question that the House of Parliament needs to answer to the people because of
exactly
the office way all.
Exactly. And
Mr. David, today,
yes, sir.
Esther Kuroma in 1985, he said, Mr. Speaker, this was William Conte. He said, today it is me, tomorrow it may be you. 111 people against Esther Kuroma. He was referring to Francis Michel and the rest of them. We've been gathered against her. You and I, born and raised in Sierra Leone, we all know the issue of what happened. Where is Mina today? Where is William Conte? And where is the rest of them? So today is Abbas Fundu. It may be another person. They're all they do, and me brother.
No, so we have to change our attitude for the development of Sierra Leone.
I believe so.
We have to change.
I strongly believe so. Let me bring in Ahmed Kanu. Ahmed Kanu, there?
Okay, Mankota.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Ahmed Kanu. I just want a few things because it don't tell where I not say nothing yet.
Go ahead. You good.
I give chance to Mr. David where just come.
Mr. Kanu.
So I want to be very fair and let you know say we know the corruption.
Anyway. No matter how long Mr. Kanu is when they talk, so you know me very well. I know you very, very well.
Well, thank you very much. Now you brother they talk now. So what you need therefore say about this Dr. Abbas Bundu thing? We get for shifter waiting at the difference between ethics and morality. Now him don't kind of confuse some people them and they are dealing with Dr. Abbas Bundu's situation. Morality kind side and ethics kind side. Now what you need things you get for do or the one that will get for deal with the situation at the SLPP them with some other citizens them where from all parties we concern we therefore look at this on the ethical part of it, because the man hold office when a national office number 3 person. So if at all they look at them on the ethical point of view, now they can therefore make a judgment of what thing therefore be done. But some people then they bring morality. I don't hear the arguments the way that they base them on the man in being a Muslim, the man on being this and that, chimney, you know, he don't betray chimney, this and that. All that one they I not think is fair to the man. We therefore deal with them on the basis of the ethical part of it, the ethical aspect of it. Because when you come to morality, you get Muslim, we get with Muslim religion, you get some people that the way they do some things, the way the Quran no even call for, where they are against the morals of the Quran. So are the Christians. So, but now that this man is a statesman, we have to look at the ethical aspect of it. And
okay,
then
that's exactly where I was coming from.
You're right. And one of the things that we are talk about Abbas Bundu, because Abbas Bundu, number one, they say to whom much is given, much is expected, right? That's what they say. And Abbas Bundu is supposed to don't behave like a statesman. Abbas Bundu, like what they talking are true. But at the end of the day, you're not going to take ethical something and try for convert it into legal something. These are two different things: ethics, legal, and morality. These three factors, they are definitely, you know, even though sometimes they used to interconnect together, but they are definitely separate. And some people then they use ethical reason as a legal reason, and that are the confusion there. But I just want to read for Mr. I will bring Mr. Kabo quick before we end this program. We don't need too much. Let's just read one of the things that we Mr. Jibil no understand. We have been tried for one now. The cybercrime in the United States saying what constitutes cyberbullying and cybercrime, we then call revenge porn. They say any person with the intent to harass or annoy another who publishes or distributes electronic or printed photographs, pictures or films that shows the genital, anus or female breast of the other person, or who depicts that person engaged in a sexual act. That's this not the simple law way actually Mr. Bangura is supposed to take a look at and say, you know what, in as much as they have like Kimota Manani within a free tour like Abbas Bundu in the first place, we need to find out for Abbas Bundu, because Abbas Bundu don't lead now a very reputable organization at the wall. Abbas Bundu, you know what's not the consequence of some of them things in there. But what he do? Abbas Bundu now one of the people that will go undermine with young democracy. What he do? Then go try to make some kind of manipulation. The majority party na parliament is supposed for rule. Now the minority na parliament they not get no power again. That's not an undermine of the democracy. So then can people they're not a person where I get fans for. But at the end of the day, hey, Abbas Bundu na Sierra Leonean, and this guy na a brother Sierra Leonean. That what they call them. I don't know if quickly Mr. Kabo, you want to say something? I give 1 minute for let me close.
Yes, I did. I listen to you now.
I know they enjoy. Go ahead.
Listen, I almost actually I feel disappointed, but I go through the videos and all the even your messages and the other guy na the other side in messages, and I feel disappointed. Actually, one big disappointment is that the unfortunate side where I regret is that Jibril Bangura have identified himself as a Sierra Leonean. And me also, Mr. Kato, like me, for being a Sierra Leonean and of the same country with this guy, I regret sharing even a boundary with him. That's it. And the second part of it is I also get a little bit frustrated with it because for bringing it to the TPN radio, it seems like this guy If they listen to me anyway. When people know the talk, you say, okay, I get them. So for bring them in, then they also I feel disappointed. But at the same time, also that democracy, they deal with both the good and the ugly, the bad. And we've seen the good, the ugly, and the bad things. So all these things we therefore touch on them. Sometimes you don't want to deal with the ugly because you only want to deal with the positive thing. But if you left her untouched, they become uglier. And then at this, so some of us are forced to get into these things. They are not actually one be. Mr. Mankot, I don't nail the topic already. If you don't nail the problem, say this guy. Not to me say I'm old. I just refer to Mr. Mankot say this guy is not educated. The kind of education he wonder what kind of education. Of course, as he said already, he said he don't get that kind of no education background. And two, he said the upbringing. And so some of we were in our own age. When he tell somebody, I don't blame you now the way they bring you up. Man, you not only cost me, it cost me mama, it cost me papa, it cost the whole family. And that means that, I mean, this is how we are in our family, this is how we live. So, I mean, and two again, and I regret for certain people like Mr. Mankota, he's a very practical guy, but sometimes also I shake my head. But again, it's the same thing. Even things way bad, if you're not a responsible person, you know, for always go for the good things, you get for address the bad things. I regret also, but it's good. When he associates himself, he make calls and to him, and he make her on the radio, they refer him to as a brother, a friend with the other guys. Because short people, you don't associate with them in any way. So, so all those regrets I have. Then the final point of it is that it seems like we already passed the judgment with these videos, and I want to tell you something. This is clear. The first two videos where this guy gets, now the only two videos where he try to make a case. And then two videos, then they have mentioned that before. Me, I'm not convinced from A to B. Because one, the man has the right to sit naked in the hotel. He has a right to sit naked in his house, to walk naked in his hotel. He has that right, as long as it's a confined place, way in the onion. And he has the right to sit on a toilet seat and poop, like anybody. But I'm actually not convinced. I don't see the woman. I don't see where he has this problem with this woman. And other than hearing a voice, and I know Jibril is good for this. And let me tell you something. One thing I want to understand, tell you guys. Any deceptive craft work we go na the media from Sierra Leone, starting from the former vice president. And they tell you that say the former vice president, the Mende guy, what's his name? Sorry, you guys tell me my history. Now Victor Fo. Victor Fo. Yeah. All them deceptive people things that there's nobody really capable for that. Now we own culture, we're posting their full bag of rice. And this full bag of rice, we know it's a big rice, not one person not able to shoot up. But if one man then at home, he gets rank. And all the time, he mix them things, and the heavy things that he carry them at his head. If one day that bag rest day, he lost. They don't mix them cut him half, but the whole bag lost. Then he look, would I get rank for doing them? And the man, when they carry them back then day, now he get the rank, now in the hole, now in the first suspect. So all the evil things that really happen, I don't think they are. With them pornography, then caricature, then cartooning, then cutting, then fabrication. These are all the only possible able to we get the might, Nana Jibril, because you don't provide evidence of them thing, and they say you will do them thing. So all the evil things that are really happen at Jibril did one. If they tell you about Victor, so all the things in the mind they do them. That I already have the first convict. Now the first charge that they got for saying, because then the only people who are capable will get substantial evidence for proof them thing. And we all don't see that. So this is not the situation. And the other videos, them 4 or 5 videos, them all what they talk about, just like when I all mentioned, you don't get them video then they. You don't get them video then they. And he said he fight for we, the Sierra Leoneans then, and besides also, he fight for with parents then. They fight for picking them when they're not on it. But my question to Jibril is, don't take them picture they are way pull about Abbas Bundu. Let's go put them before Mama and Papa and in Galpiti in West. And tell them, say, now we are the first also. If them go support, if we go say this is the first he's fighting. Or they fight. Let me take them picture, let me put them before them or before in West and tell them, say, now we are the first also. If this is the right way to fight, but hey, that's just Jibril. And I believe what he believes. But the only thing I know is he has his choice, he has his own way of believing, and that's all. I stopped so far.
And that's the thing. Like what I tell, just pray God for him for make a reason out for understand say life in this world, yeah, you know, for take yourself say like you are the most brilliant person. You know, they listen to advice. They put yourself in trouble. Very simple. And America now, the last thing you do is for can't put yourself in trouble. Where you come out of that country, sometimes one day you not go to jail, and you can't go to jail in America now for something where you know they benefit you. And that's the case. So we just want for thank we guess we now Mohammed Kamalimba Mansari and all who now we come in for come contribute. We'll go see you back next week, the same time, the same place.